And that was quick, and we are live.
That was quick.
Yeah, it didn't make me wait forever like it normally does.
Oh, I just got the notification now.
Oh,
Lucky I'm here.
yay, that's good.
Lucky you're here. You were in the right
I'm
place
here.
at the right time.
There we go.
I got the notification too right
Oh,
away.
there we go.
Wow.
Have we actually got anyone watching? Oh, there we go. We've
Yeah,
got Biddy in the
Fidalgo's
room.
there, so
The doggo in the bath.
yes.
The
Chuck-
doggo's going to be live with us one day soon, I hope.
Yeah, I hope so. There's Chuck and Trucker. It's going to hopefully I'll see him next week in DC for the rally. He has
hopefully,
he has his plans all set up, and I have mine all set up. And I guess Deb 22. I think it's Deb. That might be Deb Lang. I'm not sure. From coming down from PA or Jersey. Yes, yeah.
Summon Graham.
Wasn't supposed to come here. I'll summon Graham. Oh, okay. Yes.
See you, Fidalgo.
Yeah, I sent Max a link, but he may be busy with the future misses, so with the girlfriend. Wombatsky, what's going on, brother? Haven't seen you in a hot minute. If you need some coils and you're over there in Aussie land, I would definitely hit up Wombatsky. Get him easier than getting it from over here in the States.
Yeah, much easier. Much easier. But we got someone new, so we should probably
Yes.
introduce Dave.
Yes, Dave, welcome. Tell everybody
How you
about
going?
yourself.
I've been mixing for about 18 months now. I
Okay.
suppose I went straight to DIY. I've never had a store-bought juice in my life.
Nice.
Oh, no bad habits then.
I followed Simon all the way.
Oh, there's your
Yeah.
bad.
So
There,
some
there's,
bad
there,
habits.
yeah, there's your bad habit right there.
No.
But yeah, look, Dave's mixing is really good. At the 18-month mark, I'm quite confident to make any of Dave's mixes and like them. So I reckon that's a pretty good recommendation.
I do tend to mix pretty low when I look around what other mixes are going on.
Yeah, well, you're doing well, bro. But I've got to try and get you off the strawberry kick.
Hey, yeah, I'll try.
So tell Frank and Tam how many strawberry recipes you had.
238 of 500.
Wow.
Yeah, I would say you like strawberry a little bit, but hey, you know what though? It's better to like strawberry than to like Lucky Strike. So
Yeah.
That's what I always say. That's why I say the kids will never go
Strawberry.
yeah,
from vaping to smokes, from vaping
Yeah,
to
most
smokes.
people-
from smokes to vaping. Yeah,
Why would you go
Most
from
people
strawberry to
tend
smokes?
start strawberry, so
Yeah. James is in the house.
Yeah,
Hey, James.
giving Glam Tam some love there.
I
going
need
on
all the
composing?
talking good.
Big hugs.
Yeah, yeah. I literally got home 20 minutes ago from having a really nice filling dinner.
Get
to
in
a-
my belly.
Yeah, I went to a place over here in Greensboro called Village Tavern. It's really, really good. Basically where the restaurant is old Revolutionary War grounds. So the place, I mean, so they have like a lot of British type food and stuff in there. Like I had fish and chips that were amazing. Some of the best fish and chips I've had. And I mean, they have all kinds of different fare. I mean, I got a creme brulee for dessert that's sitting in the fridge because I did not have time to eat it there or the room to eat it there. So
Mate, I went down to Melbourne earlier on this week and just to help my mother out. And there's a little Japanese restaurant just near here which I used to go to religiously every week. I haven't been there for years and years. And I went in there and ordered up all this stuff and walked out of there. I was so full.
mm-hmm.
I couldn't fit a damn thing in. It's like, oh, feel sick.
And Fidalgo, I don't wear a tank top on my own stream. I only do that on Fresh's. Of course, no, this has to come up.
Trucker's top, mate.
No, this is a no.
Oh,
I think
damn,
this is a
Fidalgo,
lighting
you
now.
don't
This is
forget.
like black and gray.
Yeah, no blue. Blue's banned on YouTube.
Yes, yeah, no more rapey blues.
There's a long story behind it, Dave. You're looking a bit quizzical there, mate, but yeah.
No, it's epic.
We got candies today, Frank.
Yeah, I figure you can go out to the stores right now and the Halloween's over. You can go get everything for $2 for $1. So get everything half
Why
price.
not?
I bought some Kit Kats yesterday.
We actually had our trick or treating last night here because the weather was really bad on Halloween night. And it was funny. Some of the dads came by. Yeah, happy November 1st. I'm like, yeah, happy All Saints Day.
I saw a thing. I read an article during the week, and I can't remember the state that it was in, but last year they had a law that was if you're not allowed to trick or treat if you're over 12 years old,
Yes,
right?
I saw that.
And if you got busted, it was a class B felony or some shit, and you carried 6 months fucking jail.
Be a chucker trucker.
All right, Chuck, and
They changed
I'll
it
see you
this
next
year.
week, brother.
They changed it this year so that you can trick or treat up to the age of 14, which was nice, I thought.
Well,
Oh,
I
that
thought
is
I thought maybe the
nice.
cops were just going to
Some
confiscate the
14-year-old
candy, you know.
Still need to trick
Well,
or treat.
If donuts were a thing on Halloween, I'm guessing that probably happened.
Well, they'll eat anything for free, so they don't make a whole lot of money.
True that.
So if they can get a Kit Kat bar, they'll have a Kit Kat bar. And coffee and Kit Kats go well together.
Oh,
That's a staple, mate. That's the cornerstone of any nutritional breakfast.
Oh hell yeah!
Addie's in the house. Hey, Addie.
Addie Tooney.
And so Smokey just dropped another recipe. Damn, what's that about her 8th one today?
She's going nuts today. She's got a bunch out on ELR.
She released one that I could mix. I was like, that
Oh.
doesn't. It was that 4-flavor one.
4-1.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that explains it, obviously, but I was just like, holy shit, something I can actually mix. I looked at it, I'm like, I might mix it just because I can.
Yeah, there's two actually, because Smokey sent a bunch of one shots to Session Drummer for him to try out.
Yes,
and
I saw that.
A quick review, which was nice, and then she's done a quick recipe dump, which literally has, I reckon, 40 recipes spread through the thread, and it's only just a fresh thread. So there's a bunch of stuff in there. So if you like your Favora, get into it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Graham's out there, JFM's out there. What's going on? So guys, what kind of week did you guys have? Good week, bad week? And Mets? What?
Yeah, not a bad week. The weather was warm, and then it just turned to shit yesterday when there was a fireworks night and all sorts of stuff in town. And straight after that, it turned to crap. But I don't mind. I'm not a massive fan of heat. I don't mind it when it's a little bit cooler.
Yeah, that was like here. The temperature went from, well, when I was down in Columbia, South Carolina, it went from 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and then the storms came through, and by the next morning, it was down to 39.
No, nothing like a big temperature drop just to let you know you're alive.
Yeah, so it went from like 33 Celsius to about 3.
Jeez.
Oh,
Nice.
the Red Beast is out there from New Brunswick, Canada. What's up?
Oh, cool.
Oh, good. Oh, and Addie's dropping the United Vape Alliance link
Yes.
for the rally next Saturday. Make sure you can, if you can't get to it, donate some money so someone who can get to it can go.
Yes. What's up, Nat? Good to see you in the house, Natalie Haywood.
Oh, hi, Nat.
Oh, Natalie.
Natalie's
If she's
awesome.
home, she should have dropped in. She knows how to Zoom.
Oh, good. My daughter is going tomorrow night. Cool.
Are we gonna do
When
recipes
you're gonna
first,
be
Frank,
home
or
and
do
you
you want
can
to
get on
cover a
Zoom with
bit of news first?
Let's knock out the. We can knock out some news first. Oh, there's Liana in the house. Liana, if you want a link, let me know. I'll bring you back on. No problems. Just I hadn't heard from you, so. Yeah. So
Let's talk about China.
yes.
Let's talk about China. Now, you'll see on Bloomberg, and I'd say most people have probably seen it because most people are fairly aware. China bans online vape purchases. When you go directly to the source with bad Google Translate, it's really angled at minors and them not getting hold of vaping equipment.
Mm-hmm.
It does not, as far as I'm aware, affect international purchases of vape equipment.
The first thing I
Right?
did was the minute I saw the article, I went and clicked on a 3F Vapes email that they'd
See,
sent
I
me,
did that too.
and they were still up and running. I'm like, okay, if anything,
Yeah.
it's domestic.
Yeah. The with Google Translate, I got the original source and had a read of it, and it is definitely geared towards minors. And what I'm wondering is, with my poor Google Translate, whether it's actually more specific than vape electronic cigarettes, because I know that China have basically said no juul. And I'm wondering if the electronic cigarettes part of it is basically to cover juul. I don't know. Um, the source. I'll pop the actual source into chat. You'll have to use bad Google Translate because it's all squiggles to me. But you can read the original source there once Google translates it. Um, it's it's hard to read because Google doesn't do a fantastic job translating it. There's a thread on ELR about it, but at this stage, I wouldn't be stressing too hard international purchases. But aside from that, aside from India, China has most of the smokers in the world.
Yeah.
So a domestic ban is again going to do a similar thing to what happened when India banned, in that the manufacturers are going to lose a bunch of business. Whether that translates to price increases or, as you said, India,
Oh wow, there's some robot in there. I don't know if that's you or.
No, he's roboting.
Okay. I
oh,
think.
sorry, mate.
Oh,
Yeah, I
you're
just got
back.
it.
Okay.
My internet last week has been absolutely shit. Thank you, NBN. But that's the way it rolls down. But yeah, look, it's going to certainly have an effect. What effect, I don't know. Whether it's going to increase hardware prices. They made mention of in another press release. Uh, they've actually set a standard over in China now that manufacturers are bound by, and it includes, because they mention leaks and inferior batteries specifically in that release that I linked.
Mm-hmm.
But what I think they're trying to do is make the quality of what is shipped out a lot better as well with their other press release. I can't put my finger on that one right now, but it mentions substances that shall not be contained in e-liquid.
Okay.
It mentions tests of electronics and a few other bits and pieces. If I can find a link for it, I'll put it up. But it's like anything, I suppose, in China. Once they say no, they say no. But it seems strange that they put out a total domestic ban, and at the same time, or just a couple of weeks prior to, they put out guidelines of what is not to be allowed in juices and what a mod must be able to do and not do. So it strikes me as kind of weird that they're sending that mixed message, and I'm putting that just straight down to Google Translate. So,
I mean, or that, or just like what they were doing here. You had states that were, you know, putting these high taxes in and everything. Then they decided, hey, you know what? We're just going to ban it altogether. Screw it. We don't need
yeah.
the tax money that bad. We'd rather get it from the MSA payments.
Well, did you see the study that they put out in regards to smoking sales over the last couple of weeks? I think it was in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, they're up like 6%.
Yeah, which is the biggest increase ever, I think, in sales for a particular period.
Yeah, since they've been tracking those records. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, hopefully that message sort of doesn't fall on deaf ears and, oh, shit, what have we done?
They don't
Um,
give a shit what they've done. They're probably like good because now they're getting more money.
well, yeah, there is that.
Because
And I
they
mean,
were in a state that had high tax. I don't know if they had any special taxes on vaping products or e-liquid or anything in Massachusetts. They just said, nope. And even a
yep,
judge said, "Oh well, what you're doing is not right, but I'm not going to stop
give
you."
you,
I'm like,
well, didn't he say we'll give you time to correct it?
"Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm not sure whether they've actually done that correction or not yet.
no." Well, what he did was he promised them that he was going to have a public hearing before the end of the year, so
Yep.
his ban is still going
Okay.
because he said he's going to do something. I could say I'm going to go fly an airplane right now, even though I've never done it in my life, and it doesn't mean a
Well,
goddamn
yeah,
thing.
it's no different to a truck, really, is it?
No, not really. Just a couple more controls, and less traffic, unless you're in a major airport.
But yeah, look, I mean, when it comes down to it, I think you know the Ivali, is that what
Yeah,
they call this?
yeah, that's what we're calling it now. Yeah.
Uh, it's starting to taper off now,
Oh yeah.
like as in reported. But there was a report which someone brought to my attention, which was just I couldn't. There was an older fella. He was I think in his
Mm-hmm.
70s.
I was gonna say
I
yeah.
can't remember
I was gonna bring that one up.
can't
Yeah,
remember
go
where
for
it
it.
was.
Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska. There you go. He's in his 70s, had COPD,
And lung
lung
cancer.
cancer, smoked for 50 years, and then started vaping, and then he died, and they put his death down to vaping.
Yeah, vaping related death. They put him. Yeah, he was the first one in Nebraska.
Yeah. But you sit there and just go, surely these figures get looked over, and someone might go, oh, that one, man, not really.
Yeah, you could take that one off the list. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for his family, but I mean, look, when it comes down to it, I can pretty much say that it wasn't vaping related, and I ain't no
No.
doctor.
No, you don't need to be. You just need to have a set of eyes and a little bit of common sense to realize that that one wasn't vaping. Let me shout out a couple more
and,
people.
and
Got Ronnie Rasmussen out there. What's up, Ronnie? Got Pup Up Man. What's
yeah,
going on, Pup
beauty.
Up? Yeah, Massachusetts is trying to ban speech. It's a fallen state. Yeah, well, it's one of them blue states, and what's a blue state do? It makes you blue.
Yeah. The weird thing is that like when they put out their mandatory reporting of this EVALI or vaping illnesses or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
then the numbers climbed really, really quickly,
Yeah.
which is that's to be expected, I imagine. But I saw one where there was 130 odd reported cases, and 6 of them were confirmed.
Yeah, I mean,
So they're reporting someone comes in with a cold
Yep.
or the flu, and well they vaped. It must be this.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they
It must be
probably
vaping
say
related.
you have a cough. Do you vape? Yep. Okay, well then you're
Yep.
boom.
Check.
Tick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Natalie, you're not
So
wrong there. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's corruption in every state. Even here in North Carolina, fortunately, we have a very good handle on it here. As far as they're not trying to nail us on vaping. We do pay a 5 cent a milliliter e-liquid tax, but besides that, they've pretty much left us alone because we have really good lobbyists in the state capitol that, anytime something comes up, they're right on top of it.
I saw a meme today in Vapor. I don't know. Anyway, it said Democrats are blue, Republicans are red. Do I have that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have the colors right?
Mm-hmm.
Democrats are blue, Republicans are red, and they don't give a shit about you, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
Neither
Pretty
one.
pretty
It
much
doesn't
it.
matter. they give no fuck. It's
Nope.
all about the money.
I just want to share a video of our health minister. I'll just do it via share screen.
Yeah, sure.
We've also made very real progress
I was wondering what
on
that noise.
e-cigarettes. We have some of the strongest
Is that a cartoon?
rules on nicotine-based e-cigarettes and the restrictions that are in place. There's a strong, clear commitment from all ministers to maintain them. But in addition to that, we have now referred to the chief medical and health officers across the country the question of non-nicotine, flavour, vaping and e-cigarettes. There's a deep concern that these are both an on-ramp for young people to smoking and that they are also potentially dangerous to young people directly.
So now
Yeah.
even no Nick now they want to.
Yep.
Wait, how much makeup did he have on?
Oh, I've got no idea, but
He
he is
looked
an
like a
absolute.
cartoon character.
He's a gonzo. Look, when it comes down to it, he has been absolutely vehement about his ban on vaping. He wants to ban it. This is, and he sees it as his mission. So now let's have a look at flavors because everyone else is.
Now, have you guys been able to track down his source of income yet? Where he's what tobacco or pharmaceutical companies put money in his bank account?
Well, that getting it for an individual minister here is a little bit tougher than it is over there.
Mm-hmm.
What they do here is they do it as a party, as in he's from the Liberal Party,
Oh, of course.
and so the Liberal Party accepts donations from Big Tobacco, it accepts donations
from Big Pharma,
yeah. So it's, and he's as everyone keeps saying, not a doctor. Not a doctor. He's a solicitor. So he takes everything under advisement, and the people that are advising him are anti.
Yeah.
He will not talk to anyone who is pro.
No.
He just won't talk to them.
Yeah, I remember seeing that where he said no, I don't need to talk to them, and I'm just like, yeah. Really? You're supposed to be a democratic country? I guess not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just he's got it in his hot little hands that this is something that's bad, and something else that he said, I think it was late last week. They made marijuana legal in Canberra, which is the capital. It's like our DC.
Yeah.
And he commented on that on a podcast, quoting the Royal College of Psychiatrists about how bad they said marijuana was, right? However, when someone pressed him about what the Royal College of Psychiatrists said about vaping, because they are all for it, he disregarded it. So cherry pick the information that you want and use that as you see fit. There is absolutely no way that while he is our health minister, that vaping in Australia will make any inroads whatsoever.
2 years to go.
Yeah, I know. It's and like when it comes down to it, all we can hope for is a cabinet reshuffle, but it'll still be the same, but probably less anti. He's actively pursuing everything related to vaping and wants to list batteries as vape products, tobacco products, and all sorts of shit. So.
Oh, that's like in Massachusetts right now. You can't even get a coil.
Yeah, well, it's the same. You can't get it posted in South Australia too, mail-wise. That's the other thing. Mail over in the States.
Yeah, they're going after them. They're going after the mail now, saying that the post office will not be allowed to ship vaping products, but FedEx and UPS will still be allowed. But then I've also heard that there's an extension of that, though, that they will not be allowed as well.
I saw a post on Facebook in regards to that, and technically, by their definitions of that particular act where they've added in nicotine, um, there's actually, you have to read it in conjunction with two other sections, and I believe there isn't a ban on sending nicotine products. I believe it is a ban on sending nicotine products or tobacco products, whatever you want to call them, that don't require a signature. I think the mail will still be allowed, provided that someone over the age of 21 or 18, depending on what the laws are.
I'm totally fine
Uh,
with that.
yeah, absolutely. You know,
Yeah, I
like
agree.
I think if someone's able to sign for it, then I think it will be able to go through the mail.
Yeah, I'm okay
Um,
with that. I mean, I have a friend of mine that lives in South Carolina, and he was worried about the scare down there as far as flavor bans and everything. So he put a huge order together with Element Vape. He spent hundreds of dollars. Well, he's lives alone and he's on the road most of the time, and he gets home from being on the road 3 4 weeks, and fortunately for him, you know his stuff was still at the post office. It was getting ready to get sent back to Element,
Mm,
but he was able to go there and pick it up because Element Vape is already set up where they won't ship
good
it. I mean,
design.
everything has to be signed for.
yeah. And look, I mean, realistically, you would not find a vapor who is, using the products for what they're meant to be used for, who would disagree with the fact that someone has to sign for a package and they have to be of age.
Yeah,
You know, I'm trying to actually find the relevant piece of uh, literature that new section is meant to be read in conjunction with.
mm-hmm.
But look, I'm pretty confident that it's not a ban on vape products by mail. It is a ban on vape products that are not signed for.
Yeah. I mean,
All right,
heck, when I
so
get UPS, when UPS delivers here, they leave the shit in my driveway.
yeah, well that won't happen anymore.
No, I mean, it doesn't matter what. Like, if I order from, like, say, Liquid Barn or somewhere, and I get gallons of EJ or something, yeah,
Yeah.
they take it out of the truck. They take 2 steps. They drop it in the driveway, and they back out and leave. They're like, we ain't carrying it any further, and that's too heavy.
Yeah, they've done that to me before. Sat it on top of my car.
Yeah, I have a chair
Oh,
that sits
Hood
in
nice.
of the
front of the
car.
garage, and they'll put it there.
Sat it on your car.
Yeah, the
That's a
hood of the car.
so how was the dent in the bonnet after that?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, man?
Oh dear. You know, yeah, my postie will not deliver any parcels to home because I specifically said I don't want any parcels delivered to home. Leave them at the post office.
Yeah.
You
Um,
know,
yeah,
what's interesting is I have it set up where anyway, I have a login to UPS. No, USPS, United States Postal Service. So
yeah,
I can go in and look at what's being delivered or what my mail is that's coming in. And when I logged in yesterday, there's a new thing where I can set up an electronic signature online. And if I have something that's coming to me that needs to be electronically signed for, I can go ahead and have it set up so that they can just drop it off if I'm not
yeah.
home.
I mean, that's convenient for you, but that's defeating the purpose.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking is like, now I get why they're okay, they're doing this, but now there's workarounds around it.
Yeah, I mean, granted, you don't have any minors at home,
No,
but
but
I do. And if I set something up like that, and my 16-year-old grabbed it, and oh, that's Dad's vape stuff. Oh, let's see what he's got. And
yeah.
not that she would, because she knew she'd end it with 2 broken hands. But
It's hard to eat
Yeah,
corn on the cob
right,
with no
right.
teeth, right?
Come on.
yeah, what's going on, Thobi? Good morning, sir. Goose Girl, yeah, 15-minute drive, 15-mile drive each way to get the UPS. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, they have to. I shouldn't say they have to. But I guess that if they did decide that they were just going to ban online sales, or ban, well, actually they wouldn't even have to ban the online sales part, just have it where the post office couldn't couldn't deliver it. That's just their way of getting around putting a ban in place. But it will really hurt because you have, just like it is in Australia, not everybody lives in a big city where they can just go
Right.
to where they can just go to a vape shop.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, here my closest vape shop is 200 kilometers.
Yeah, so it's
They
100,
named it
120
Dad
miles. Yeah,
Vapor. I like it, the doggo.
yeah, yeah,
But
exactly.
it's just look, and the South Australia ban. We've talked about it before. The South Australia ban is even worse because there's only really a few major towns in South Australia, and most of the vape shops are in Adelaide.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you
where
can be,
Bogan lives.
yeah, and you can be 8 hours drive from a vape shop.
Yeah,
Quite easily. But
Huh.
you know,
Even still, they don't have the shit that I want
no,
at
they're
the
not.
vape
They're
shop.
not going to stock everything. And on top of that, like there's a shop here that it's closing, and it's because of the scares and everything. Part of it that, and they were always a rip off anyway. I mean, they were one of the worst shops. I mean, it's more good
Mhm.
riddance, but they did have a couple of employees, and they did have high overhead. They were actually in a in a mall, so they had high
Uh,
rent.
yeah,
But they actually still on their website when they put up their thing saying everything must go, that they're just going to keep their website and getting rid of brick and mortar. They sell used products as well as new products. You could actually take your gear in there
oh
and trade
wow.
it in. It's called Trade and Vape, and but their prices are ridiculous for a, was it a mag kit? I think it was the newer mag kit from Smoke, and it was $250 used.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Not
When I saw
no.
that, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad you guys are going out
I'll
of
pay you to
business.
keep it. No.
Yeah,
250 USD for a UG.
used.
Yikes!
Yeah,
No,
Yeah,
I'll pay you to keep it.
yeah,
I know a stabwood mod you could get for
yeah.
that.
Like they had but the funny thing is, like, they were like the main one around here that carried hexomes,
Yep,
and you could get a hexome for less than that. So I was just
and they
like,
got a lifetime. They got a lifetime
warranty.
warranty,
Yeah,
like as in lifetime of lifetime.
yeah,
Forever. Send it back and they'll fix it.
yeah. Lifetime that they stay in business. Yeah,
Yeah, little bit better than a smock warranty.
exactly. Hey Nance, how's it going, cuz?
But look, I mean, you look at prices over here for vape gear, and like we pay a little bit more
Well, yeah. I mean,
simply because we're at the bottom of the world and everything has to be bought in.
yeah,
You know, um, the prices they're okay, but the shipping costs is what kills.
Well,
yeah,
you're
You can
not real
buy,
anyway.
yeah, I mean, you can buy a decent mod for thanks, Dan. You can buy a decent mod for a reasonable price, but then you throw a bunch on there for shipping, and you just go, oh well, there goes any savings that you would have made. A lot of the time, you can buy in Australia for cheaper than you can buy it and get it shipped. Sometimes,
hmm?
it just depends on who you buy it from, and I mean, buying power in Australia means a lot. Like vaporize and stuff like that, buy 100 or 150 or 200 mods at a time, and they get a much better price
Yeah,
than some of your smaller shops. But when you get that big parcel in, if it's over $1,000 Australian total value, you've got to pay
Mm.
duty on it as well and GST.
yeah. Which is what your federal sales tax.
It's basically a greedy government will chuck 10% tax on everything, even on tax. So, so no shit.
So
Like
you tax your tax.
if you buy fuel, right, there's a government excise. I think it's about 35 cents per litre, right? But so your fuel might cost you $1.40, or up here it's about $1.50 a litre,
Ooh, that's painful.
right? So $1.50 a litre. Of that, half of it roughly is government excise.
Yeah,
but then they charge GST on top of the government excise, right? So you pay a government excise, and then the total price of the fuel plus the government excise, throw 10% on top, adds GST.
Wow.
So you're paying tax on tax.
So you're talking $1.50 Australian for a liter of gasoline. Yeah, liter of gasoline.
Yep.
So take what, 25% off of that. So drop 30 cents. 30. So you're looking at about $1.20 US, $1.15, $1.20 US
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
liter. Yeah,
Yep.
we filled up the Jeep on the way to the restaurant, and it was $2.41 a gallon. So it's about 65 cents a liter.
Yep. Yep. So like we got a long weekend here in Victoria because we've got a horse race. So shit, let's have a holiday.
Oh
So
yeah.
the Melbourne Cup's running, so we've got to have a holiday for that. So what happens is the small town I live in is quite a tourist magnet. So invariably on a long weekend, you go to fill up with fuel, and you hear people out from out of town. Oh, they just jacked the prices up, because it's a long weekend, and everyone, they want to make money off everyone. You go, dude, that's what we pay every single day.
Wow.
So we're about 25 cents more expensive than Melbourne, which is 200 k's away per litre.
Yeah, well, because you're out of the town too.
Yeah.
It has to be shipped.
Yep, exactly.
Shipped in.
So yeah,
Queensland's even worse. I'm in the capital city and we pay the same.
Yeah. Well, Brisbane have got their own little extra roads tax on top of 3 cents a litre or something, don't they?
Yeah. The state government gets cut as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, in Newfoundland, $1.34 a liter, and they have tax on tax. Yeah, they do there. They have a GST and they have a HST, I think it is. I think I call it, or that might be just in Ontario. I forget what it is, but yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, look, I mean, there's the only thing that in the universe aside from the universe itself that's infinite is government's greed.
Yeah, HST and GST. That's what I thought. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. But anyway, no matter. But we should probably talk about some recipes or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's about that time. I mean, like real quick before we get into that, just remember, UnitedVaporsAlliance.org. Next Saturday, so we're down to 1 week, and I actually, I was talking to Folk Art, and we exchanged phone numbers because he's going to be there, so we're going to try to meet up. I mean, it's gonna be a good time. The weather's gonna be a little chilly.
This is a bad show. We're mixing child enticing flavors tonight.
Yes, we are. You know why? Because we're adults and we like flavors. We like candy.
Yeah. I finally found that little thing in relation to the to the nicotine, to the tax in regards to mail.
Mm-hmm.
That HR that they released where they added in nicotine, I have it on good authority that you have to read it in conjunction with the Jenkins Act, 15 USC 375, and 15 USC 376 AB1. So if anyone wants to go and if anyone's having trouble sleeping, I'll put that in chat. So if you do a search for that, and it relates to signatories being over the age of consent, basically.
Yeah.
So if you're a T21 or a T18, then whoever signs for it has to be over 18 or 21, respectively. But
yeah, I still remember when they made it 16 to buy cigarettes in New Jersey. Before that, we didn't have any. There wasn't any restriction. I remember being 8 years old and going to the convenience store and buying cigarettes for my mom.
Yeah, I used to do the same for my old man. So
Yeah, and the deli across the street, the owner of the deli knew my mom, and he would give me the samples that he was getting from the tobacco rep to take home to my mom. And that's right around the time I started smoking. So I was taking the samples, and she was never seeing them.
Sample for Frank. Smokes for
Yeah,
mum.
until he asked her, "Oh, what do you think of that? What do you think of those cigarettes?" Like, and she's like, "What cigarettes?" And it's like, "Oh,
Busted.
Oh dear, dear,
she
dear,
probably
dear. But yes, let's.
she probably wondered why she wasn't getting her cigarettes wasn't going down as much as they were because I wasn't stealing them off of her anymore.
Oh,
I was just indirectly.
I seem to be smoking less. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think with tobacco, they have they do get onto the whole kids, save the children, save the children. I think pretty much everyone who starts smoking and are our age now were probably around the 13 to 15 mark when they did it.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, the smoking rates in the US are the lowest they've ever been in youth.
Mm-hmm.
And the vaping rate, if you look at the true statistic, it's about 3% or something, I think I read. So, you sort of sit there and go, oh, why can't you see the correlation with the smoking rate dropping and the vaping rate increasing?
But here's the thing: they say the vaping rate's increasing and putting these ridiculous numbers out there. If you break it down, the real number, not this, oh well, it increased by 78% and it did this and it did that. It's 1%.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that rep, the conspiracy theory rep. I can't remember her name, but she touted some figure for each one adult that quits smoking and starts vaping. 87 children start up. How is that even possible? There isn't that many children. like, she's saying, all right, so for each of the 13 odd million people that have quit smoking through vaping in the US, 87 children start.
All right, let me see something here. So
Yes.
13 million. Let me pull my calculator out here. Yeah, 13
Well,
million
it's just
times what, 68? She said
no 87.
87.
87 it was.
So you're talking 1.131 billion.
Yeah, 113, 100 million kids started smoking in the time. They started vaping in the time that 13 million US adults have used vape to get off the smoke. You sit there and go, can you even do the maths on that?
Yeah, my calculator kind of took a shit when I did it. It's like, oh yeah, it don't go that high.
Too many. But yeah, look, I mean, the figures that they pull out are just so astronomically ridiculous that surely anyone with half a brain can look at it and just go, you're lying.
Exactly.
You are flat out lying. But anyway, now we're talking about children. Let's talk about candy.
Exactly. It's like, here, little girl, you want some candy?
But look, I've got.
Yeah,
I've
you'd
got
be able to
few...
see the cloud from the space station. There's that many kids vaping.
Well, maybe you can.
They'll say you can.
I've got to say, I've got to give props to the boys from Developed because I've done a few candy mixes of late.
Yeah.
And they were talking about a base that they were happy with. I adjusted the percentages a little bit just to suit me, but they were using a base of Vape Train Fizzy Sherbet, Pixie Stick Candy, powdered sugar 1-on-1, and I'm not sure whether the sweet candy was my edition or their edition.
Probably theirs because Graham loves sweet candy.
Yeah, quite possibly. Graham be able to clear that one up. But from that, I made a couple of candies that I was fairly happy with, actually. I'll share one if I can find my mouse. There's one. Yeah. Now, I know that Americans are not a fan of musk.
No.
Right? So if I would urge you, if you have musk, like the Sweet Must from Vape Train. Give this one a try. It might work for you. So you got the candy stick candy at 2, fizzy sherbet at 2, pixie stick at 1, powdered sugar at 1, sweet candy at 1, and the sweet must stick at 1. Pretty simple. Like, it's not a massive change from the base that the guys from Develop were using. It's a little bit lower percentage wise. I find that the sweet candy from Capella is very, very sweet for me. So I know I dropped that one down. But look, must sticks in Australia are a staple. They're a favourite of a lot of people. And it's probably something that doesn't translate overseas that well. But if you went out and bought must stick and are looking for something to do with it, give that one a crack, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's a flavor we can only get from probably chefs. Because I'm almost because Bull City is the only vape train. Yeah, because Bull City is the only distributor here for vape train, and I know they don't carry that one.
Okay, yeah. Look, I mean, it's a kind of a unique thing, I guess, with Australia and musk. And we have musk lifesavers, but that's a musk stick, like a candy stick.
Okay.
We got pretty much lots of things come out in musk, and it's a really popular candy or lolly over here. I think Dave would probably agree with me on that one.
Very old-fashioned, eh?
Yeah. It's look, you can even get a musk chewing gum. So it's.
I'm just wondering if your definition of musk over there is different than what we call like a musky type flavor here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering because what up, Rockstar?
Yo.
He waited till we were done with all the advocacy shit, then he decided to pop in.
I just got home, fucker.
Well, musk originally comes from the ball sack of a deer. So is that the same musk?
Right spot.
Probably, yes.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure no one naturally extracts musk anymore.
I would hope not. I feel bad.
Don't we all know where vanilla was originally extracted from?
Well, the vanilla from a beaver's butt gland or something, wasn't it?
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Anal glands.
Yeah.
Yeah, traditionally asked for sure.
But strangely enough, they don't use that anymore because it's too expensive.
Well, yeah.
Ironically.
Castorum, I think it's called.
Yep.
What is it called what is that flavor called from Vape Train? Is it sweet musk?
Yeah.
It smells like, I call it granny perfume.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
is.
I call it because it smells exactly like walking into my grandmother's bathroom when I was a kid.
Oh, one of them. Okay.
Yeah. Look, I mean, it's an acquired taste, I guess, and like if you've got it, look, don't rush out and buy it if you don't.
No.
Like, I have a nickname for every flavor just about. That one's granny perfume.
Now, Uncontrolled Variables has a good question. He asks us, do all sour flavors contain malic acid? I would say not all, but he's specifically wondering about Flavora's sour apple, if that has malic acid.
From memory, the SDS sheet does not say it. So I don't know because, well, obviously we can't get the full ingredients list. It could be a combination of acids that are so low that they don't need to put it on the SDS sheet.
He's looking for a TFA sour sub because I'm assuming TFA probably would have malic acid.
TFA sour is basically malic acid. That's all it is. It's 23% malic acid.
Yeah, so he's looking for something to sub. And that I would try it. We know VSO sour is malic acid. We know that.
I think Shane's got some extra bits in there because that shit is sour, like sour.
Oh yeah.
So I'm suggesting he's probably got some citric or tartaric or something like that.
Yeah, he does. He does. I remember he asked me to knuckle test it, and I'm like, "You're not going to make me fall for that." twice.
There's, there's another one from Capella, which is, I think they're super sour or something along those lines. I think
Yeah, I don't have that one.
that one's actually got lactic acid in it as well. So it's a combination of malic, citric, and lactic acid. So, but if you've got
Well, Wonder Flavor Sour Watermelon's not very sour at all.
no, look, it's really tough to get a full-on gummy bear sour in a candy. If you're going for a gummy bear sour, you must add something that is on the sweet side. I would suggest the sweet candy from Capella.
Yes.
You need the sweet to carry the sour. And the difference between sweet candy and say super sweet is the sweet candy will sit in the mix and it won't gunky coils like super sweet does.
Right.
So, and it is almost as sweet as super sweet. Probably, but a different kind of sweetness. If you get your super sweet and put one drop in a glass of water and drink it, like 200 mils of water, put one drop in there, and the wax that you feel inside your mouth is, for me, really horrible, which is why I don't use super sweet at all. But needed for a TFA sour sub, you can mix up your own malic acid. You can drop by nude nicotine, carries citric, malic, and a few other acids, which will work. Erythritol is a little bit different, Fiddy, because erythritol is an alcohol sweetener. It's not much more sweeter than VG. So if you're going to be using erythritol, I would say use it with a stevia. I find erythritol will take that. If you get a tang note from the stevia, a little tiny dose of erythritol will take that slightly bitter note that you get on the tail of stevia. It'll get rid of it out of the vape. But yeah, uncontrolled variables. If you want a cheaper sub for TFA sour, go and buy some malic acid powder and mix it up at 10% or 20% or 30%, whichever one you prefer. The TPA is 23%, so just bear that in mind if you're making recipes using your homegrown batch. But it's look, I quite often use malic with fruits, and if I use malic, then depending on the fruit, I'll use citric, because you're going to get a more sour note with a combination of citric and malic than you will with just malic or just citric, which is it does sit in the mix similar to Fidalgo, but it is a lot sweeter than erythritol. So, but look, I really like it as a flavour. I'm not a super duper sweet vapor, but I actually really like that sweet candy. It's very good.
He's just a sweet guy, not a sweet vapor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nancy's asking about sea salt and caramel. Well, we have a couple of salted caramel flavors, Vape
Flavor
Trains
West.
and Flavor West. I mean, I know.
Vape Train's the best.
Yeah, Tam leans more towards the Vape Train. I like
Well,
both of
if
them.
you want the salty taste, you need to go Vape Train.
Yeah.
You can use small amounts of salted peanut too from FLV. Will give you a slight salty note in your.
No, it's beer nut.
Yeah, beer
Beer
nuts.
nuts. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. Yep, beer nuts.
I'm like salty peanuts. What?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Is that one that I'm not sure about?
It's a new flavour. I just made it up.
You put that in your soda?
Yeah, why not? Salt is good at everything. You should use salt in everything.
70% stevia, 30% erythritol is like cap sweet candy.
No, not quite. It's the sweet candy is a lot heavier. Sweet. It's denser than a stevia erythritol mix. It's a little bit more mouthfeel than the stevia than any stevia mix.
Just get it. Try it.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I mean, get a little bottle. It's really useful. Um, it's quite easy to use. I would say it's got a similar heaviness to it, like FLV frosting. You know how that's got that heavy sweetness to it. It's quite similar to that, but not frosting, if that makes any sense. which it doesn't really. But I'm gonna throw down to Dave now because I know he's got a ton of candy mixes, and we're going to get him to do his
That made me
first
excited.
screen share.
All right.
Oh yeah, Adam, that's Dave. He's the candy man.
Whoop, that's kind of big. What happened there, Dave?
Yeah.
There we go.
That's what she
There we
said.
go. Well, this is probably the first one that I ever did, like that got me off the smokes totally. This is from March last year, and
Okay.
I do use this sour jelly candy, dragon fruit, and citric acid quite a bit as a combo sort of thing, and it'll follow through in a lot of the mixes. I found certain fruits didn't really work with candies. Shisha was the best one that I found for a candy. I've tried about 17 different strawberries. Shisha would be the one that I found worked the best. And my latest one that I found that I like is this red chew candy from VTA. It's like a red raspberry chewy candy, and you've got the citric acid and sour in there again, and a bit of fizzy sherbet.
Just with that red chew candy, look, I really do like that flavour. It's a pretty new one from VTA.
I need it.
Yeah, you do need it. It is quite a thin.
Yeah,
as a
needs to
single
help.
flavour. Yeah, as a single flavour, it's quite thin. It's really tasty, but it doesn't have a heaviness to it. So you do need to use something with it. That's my feeling on it anyway. But go on, Dave. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. So this one's a little bit different. So it's got the red chew candy in there as well, but a bit of chocolate. So it's like, I don't know if you get them over in the States, but we get these chocolate gummy lollies. It's sort of like that with a bit of raspberry.
Yeah, we don't get them here, but I like what you did there, and the red raspberry to go with it, and a little bit of smooth vanilla. Yeah.
Yeah, red raspberry is one of my favourite raspberries to chuck in a candy. I'd use that one a fair bit, but pretty low, like from 0.2 to 0.6 sort of thing.
Yeah, you don't
Wouldn't
need to
use
go.
it.
You don't need to go heavy-handed with it anyway. It'll just
Yeah.
probably mute out or just get weird or take over.
And raspberry is probably the other one that I use with a raspberry.
Yeah, I just got
Yeah, I like
raspberry
that
my
too.
last Bull City order. I haven't even cracked it open yet. I'm
Yeah,
extremely late to the game on raspberries.
Yeah.
Do like the raspberry. It's one of the 4 flavour West flavours that I have.
Oh, Liana's
Most of the
saying that
candies
she.
that I make only have a very few flavours. This one went a bit further with the golden pineapple and stuff. It needed a bit of smoothing out with the pear and the apple sort of thing.
Okay.
But that, yeah, normally I wouldn't be having that many in a candy sort of mix.
Throw a couple of links in chat, Dave, and
I lost me chat, eh?
oh, you lost your chat.
Yeah, I lost me chat.
Oh well, no, not to worry, mate. Not to worry. But yeah, look, I mean, candy mixes are they're hard to get right with the right amount of sweetness for a candy, and not over sweeten them to the point where they're sickly.
Yeah.
You know, candy vapes are if you go too far and make them a bit sickly, then they certainly are never going to be an all-day vape. Because the more the sweeter I find that you go, or the heavier you go with flavors, the less likely you are to hit it day after day.
I go pretty light on with me candy.
Yeah, absolutely.
We Dunny vape at work too. I use that in the Dunny at work.
toilet, guys. Sorry, American. You know, but I've got this one here, which is a watermelon candy, which I played with the same base that was on the Mustic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I played around with a few watermelons on this, and you know, some of them just didn't work. Like the Real Flavors was a bit too rindy. You know, didn't suit a candy vape at all. It was okay, but it just didn't work. Found the sweet spot with Big Watermelon and Flavor Revolution. Now, if people haven't got Flavor Revolution, there are some really, really tasty flavors in there. The West Coast Punch is basically a watermelon punch. It's got another fruit in behind it, but I can't quite ID it. But so yeah, look, basically the candy base with a couple of flavors over the top of it, and it will work for a lot of things. So you know, props to the guys from Develop for doing that one, because that's a really versatile candy base. And I found I've used it in about 3 or 4 mixes, and each one of them, because you get a slight lemon note from the VTA fizzy sherbet, and you know, you get that dry granular sort of taste from the one-on-one powdered sugar.
Mm-hmm.
As a candy vape, that base works really, really well for me, and I really like it. And as a result, I've used it a couple of times just fairly recently, actually. Well, I mean, that was August, so you know, as recent as August.
Yeah, it's only 2 months, 3 months now.
But yeah, look, I mean, if you're looking for a candy base, have a look at either Waterboard or the Elon stick. Ditch out the main notes if you don't want those main notes, and throw your own fruit over the top. And you know, if you get that fruit so it's a little bit more forward than you normally would have it, as a candy recipe, you don't need to go much further. So you know, that one's a pretty easy one. I've got one more, but I'll hold off. So someone else.
Well, what do you guys think about what's the, like, if you want to make like a chocolate bar? Let's say like,
For me,
like a Hershey bar type of vape. What would you go with?
it depends what your go-to chocolate is, because it's going to depend what you use with it to accentuate that chocolate. We're going to be speaking about chocolates on Tam's Monday night show, so I don't want to give away too many secrets.
I didn't know that, or I wouldn't have done this.
We circled back around because we didn't cover chocolate or fudge when we did the C's.
The alphabet, yeah.
But yeah, look, I mean, there's a couple of chocolates for me which I really, really like. My go-to chocolate is Medicine Flower, dark chocolate. But in the spirit of subbing, VTA dark chocolate is really good too.
Yes.
VTA chocolates, their chocolate custard, their chocolate mousse are all really good chocolates.
Yeah, they are. I didn't use any in my mix because I really like that glamour chocolate. So.
Yep. I also love glamour chocolate or chocolate Deutsch from FB. The chocolate Deutsch is great for me because in behind it I get a slight coconut note.
Well, it's a German chocolate, and German chocolate has coconut.
Yeah. So yeah, look, if you want to sort of drop that, you got to go light on it though. If you go heavy on chocolate Deutsch, it'll just humble anything you put with it.
Yeah, and that coconut note will come really strong.
Yep.
I mean, it won't go suntan lotion, but it'll be there, whether you like it or not. It'll be there.
Yep. So yeah, look, you've got to really go light on that. And I would say that, you know, if you want other flavors to come through on your chocolate bar, you're going to be around the 0.5 mark, you know, on chocolate Deutsch. Glamour chocolate's a little bit different. You can push that a little bit higher, you know.
I'm going in this mix. I'm going 2.5.
Yep. That's. Look, it's around the same sort of strength as the old Inawera milk chocolate, which I really like. and still have a little tiny bit of.
You're lucky.
Yeah, well, like as Fidalgo knows, I bought out every single bottle that was here in Australia.
Why doesn't that
So-
surprise me?
So I went round and went to every single flavour vendor and bought every bottle, because down here in Australia, the stock doesn't turn over as quickly as it does in the US or the UK. So we were kind of lucky in that we had a bit of warning that it was going. And so I just went out and bought as much as I could because I love that flavour. But that's what, 2 years ago now, is it? Is near on 2 years that it hasn't been around?
Oh, it's been longer than that because I've been mixing it for 2.5, and it was already gone when I started.
Oh, okay, so 3 years. All right, there you go.
I never got to try it, so I don't know what I'm missing, thankfully.
Yeah, that's same here. But I've heard really good things about it, and it's exactly the same way. It's like, all right, well,
And I know they said it's better to have loved, and in that whole situation. But no, I don't know. I don't want to fall in love with something and then never be able to have it. I'm like, no.
Mate, look, I mean, the difference between the old and the new is that pretty much if you get the new one, if you like the smell or that taste of a Band-Aid that's been on a foot, then the new one is for you.
I've heard that about the new one.
Yep. It's got this cardboard horrible note to it, which and I've been meaning to test, and I might actually find the time to do it tomorrow, because about a year ago someone told me, and I've yet to test it, that you use LA tart and sour.
Oh yeah, to tame it
with chocolate.
Yep.
To remove that Band-Aid note on the new Inawera milk chocolate. And I've had it. I've went and bought tart and sour specifically to do that, and it's been sitting there for probably 8 or 9 months, and I haven't done a damn thing with it. but that's how it goes, I guess. But I'm just going to run one up while Frank does some mixing there.
Yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is going to be a Milky Way, and I've been wanting to do this one for a while, and I finally put pen to paper today, basically. And I was like, all right, let's mix it up and see how this is going to work. I'm going with for the chocolate, I'm using Glamour chocolate 2.5 and white chocolate from Flavor at 0.5. I'm going to balance it out with 1.5% Perillum condensed milk. It's a sweet flavor, plus it gives you that creaminess to help create a milk chocolate. And then for the nougat that you get in a Milky Way, I'm using 0.5% of F.A. Tyrone, which is a nougat. And for the caramel that's inside, I'm using 2% TFA caramel candy. Which that one's good because it has a little triangle next to it saying that there's something bad about it.
It's like an attractant, isn't it? Oh, it's got a triangle. I must get.
Yeah. I think it was Steve-O at that time that he wanted to make a mix where everything had a warning label. Every flavor.
Actually, a while back, Vapey Mama on ELR. Unfortunately, she's not around on ELR anymore. Most of her recipes are. In fact, there's a couple on my profile. If you do a search on just VM, a bunch of us got all our old recipes that we had saved and put them up there because all her recipes went private. But she did 2 mixes that were all triangle. One of them was called Naughty Girl, and the other was Buttered Naughty Girl. and the Buttered Naughty Girl had FA butter in it, which is probably the most dapple-laden thing you can possibly buy anywhere in the world. So you guys in the States would have to sort of get that in probably from FA in Europe somewhere.
Yeah, have to get it from the kitchen line.
Yeah, from the kitchen line. So, but Buttered Naughty Girl or Naughty Girl are both, they're very nice mixes, really creamy and decadent, which is grouse. The last one, while you're mixing that, Frank, I'll just throw up one here. Now, do you guys have like fruit tingles? you know what a fruit tingle is? It's sort of like a lifesaver, but they've got a bit of a tang to them. We have them over here. You probably haven't got the same thing, but you might get the drift of it from this recipe anyway. So this is Blur. It's pretty much a blue raspberry. Now, I would hold off buying any Real Flavors blue raspberry at this particular point in time until DIYEJ come out with it, because I think both Nick River and BCF, their blue raspberry is tainted or not what it's meant to be. So I think they've both removed them from the site. But yeah, it's got Euro Flavors Blue Raspberry at 2. Now the Real Flavors Black Label, that initially came out as the Black Label, but then Walt folded some of the Black Labels into the normal line, replacing the normal line. So the Blue Raspberry or Blue Raz that Real Flavors sells over the last year has been the Black Label. So whether DIY just reproduced the Black Labels or not, I don't know. A little bit of cactus to wet it up, bit of lemon medicine flower to tarten it up, and a bit of lemonade from Flavora and some malic acid. It's a pretty strong, flavorful mix with a bit of zing to it, I guess you could say, a little bit of sparkle on the tongue, which is quite nice, which is my take on a blue fruit tingle. And probably the only person that knows what I'm talking about is Dave.
Yeah, I used to have packets of them. The teachers used to hate it.
But good ski. But that's my candy recipes. I'm all out of candy now. I have to go trick or treating again.
There you go. No, we had some parents that okay, yeah, this is for my kid. I'm like, yeah, sure it is.
A lot of the guys on ELR were saying that Halloween wasn't what it used to be. You know, they used to have a steady stream of kids coming to collect stuff, and now not so much.
Man, kids are lazy.
In Brisbane, we don't get anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, up here, if they walk up the driveway, I'd have to give them a whole truckload of candy because it's a bloody big hill. So, yeah, look, we don't get trick-or-treaters out here, but in town there was a few around. But, what do you got, Tam? Nothing. I can't hear you, darling.
Yeah, you're muted.
Can't hear.
Hello.
There you
No,
are.
there you go. Hello.
Welcome to the real world. Here you go. So I do have. I don't do candies a lot. You know, it's just. I don't know. I do mostly bakeries. I don't know. But anyway, I do back in the day when I first started, I did a couple of candies. Like I have one called Berry Strawberry. And it's had a lot of reviews. That's been really good. So I'll like pop it out. And it's pretty straightforward, simple mix. Even I just got to figure out how to get to the share screen.
Oh, Zippy just said some candy corn. No, do I need to ban you?
No, I don't like candy
Do I need to ban
corn.
you from the channel?
If you use that candy
let me
based
show
cookie,
hold on, I gotta get. There's the picture. Berry Strawberry. So there you go.
Oh, I
It's
remember.
berry.
Yeah, I think I remember this one.
Yeah, you remember this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just 27 bears, juicy strawberry, a little lemon Sicily, and some super. I added 1/4% super sweet, and some Capella whipped marshmallow from Silverline, and it turned out really good back in the day, 2 years ago.
yeah, that would have been just when Silverline came out. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, oh, I gotta use this stuff. Oh, and it was really good. A lot of people have mixed it and stubbed the the marshmallow with TFA marshmallow and was like, oh, it's really good, you know. So it's just one of those things. I need to look in. Okay, so that was that. I'll share the link.
But I'll just cover Zippy's candy corn. If you get FA corn at 5%, no, I'm only shitting you. Don't do that.
Oh, 0.005.
Yeah, FA corn is probably one of the strongest concentrates ever made.
Yeah, I think you'd use it at 0.1 with a 10% dilution.
Yeah, like it is super strong. But if you use that candy base that I played with, the guys from Develop got, and some FA candy corn, I reckon you'd probably get close to some FA corn. You'd probably get close to a candy corn if that's what you were rolling. But back to Tam.
Back to Tam. So
Here's
this
Tam
is
in our
my
studio.
like favorite candy I've ever done. Strawberry sour belts. And of course, this is using 1-on-1 strawberry sour belts and Flavor Art juicy strawberry. And this was back. When did I do this? 2 years ago, also. When juicy strawberry first came out, and I added some kiwi to it, and lemon. So that kiwi and lemon combo help add that like sour tartness. Help add to this sour tartness that this sour belts need. And then of course some whipped cream because it helps with the mouthfeel with that. And some super sweet. I added 1/4%. But this right here is delicious. So if you get your hands on some sour belts,
Yeah, I must get into a few of the one-on-one flavors. They're a little bit harder to get here in Australia. You have to ship direct, more or less.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who carries them in the States, and their shipping is
one-on-one, one-on-one themselves. DIY Vapor Supply carries some, I believe. Can't remember if Gremlin does or not. Bull City just started carrying them.
Chefs has a few.
When I go to Chefs and look at one-on-one, they never have the ones that I want. Stop. Like you know, I've been searching for cornbread. No cornbread, because there was a big cornbread craze. So I thought, oh shit, I've never had cornbread. I'll have a crack with that. And
just buy
do you reckon I
direct
can
from
find it?
101.
I think Nom Noms has some, or Rainbow as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, they're they're not in Australia at all. There's no one holds them over here at all. So they're bring into Australia and
Graham, have you mixed with Wonder Flavors pumpkin candy
Yeah, I think he was talking about that
for the
Thursday?
candy corn or something?
Yeah, I think he was talking about like either Thursday or last week. He was talking about on Developed. I remember him mentioning that one, that he really likes that one. And that one's closer to a candy corn.
My Wonder Flavors.
And if
he's
you're
a
gonna
straight up candy corn.
If you're going to listen to anyone on the Developed team about candy,
it's Graham.
Graham's your man.
Listen to Graham. he's like Willy Wonka.
If you need to know about candy flavors or banging porn stars, Graham's the guy to say.
Oh yeah, porn. Yeah, or. I was going to say, never mind.
Yeah, he's a candy Graham. Yeah, he's a candy Graham.
Or just bitches that show up at his house and pass out.
Yeah, just randoms. Yeah, we got Dave Flowers popped in. Mark Hansen's popped in. Mark, good morning, Mark. Or I guess probably afternoon now. Yeah, over here we get an extra hour of sleep.
We've already.
Yeah.
Our clocks go back tonight.
Well, see, Dave. Oh, yours go back. Ours went forward. Dave's living in the past now.
Yeah, the cows don't know when to get up.
Wait, yours went forward? Hold on, when?
About 2 weeks ago. We're in daylight saving time now, but where Dave lives, they don't have daylight saving because the cows don't like it.
So,
and the curtains fade, and the curtains fade more as well.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So you are now, instead of 14 hours ahead of me, you're 15 hours now.
Yeah. Yep. That's right.
And so tomorrow you'll be 16 hours ahead.
No, you go back. So I think I'm 14 again.
No. We'll go back. No, it'll add an
Wait.
hour. So yeah, it'll be 16.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not a
Sorry.
16.
mathematician,
So
but
now
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
no,
add.
that's my job.
Wait just a minute! Holy hell!
Yeah, I can't work it
So-
out every time.
Because right now it's what 1:22 p.m. your time.
Correct.
So it'll
And
be
Dave's 12:22.
okay.
Yeah.
So then so
Usually
next week, yeah.
I add 2 to my time, and I know what your time is.
Fidalgo says Washington's going to ban falling back next year.
I'm all for that. If we're gonna ban shit, ban the time changing.
Well, people really could just get up earlier, couldn't they? I mean, when it comes down to it.
Well, they wanted to
I
stop
gotta
having
write
work
this
one point.
down. I can't figure this in my head. I gotta write it down. Where's the pen?
I mean,
No,
'cause-
I'm just trying to figure out like tomorrow, like for the show on Monday.
Darren,
It's a
we'll
freaking
work it out.
number.
We'll work it out tomorrow, Tam.
I know, but I need to
yeah,
write this
wait
down.
for the iPhone to tell you what time it is in Victoria.
Generally, I just click on the link that Tam posts, and it tells me how many hours till the show, and then I'll work it out.
Oh,
Yeah, Arizona doesn't do daylight savings. They're the same time always. In related news, heroin is still huge. Yeah,
Well, they've got to ban syringes now.
yeah.
are they really?
Delivery systems. Yeah, you got to ban delivery systems. That's what
What
they're
if you're
trying.
diabetic?
Tough shit.
Ah.
Die. Quit or die.
stop being a diabetic.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sure there's a way. Just
Yeah,
make
right.
candy flavors.
Yeah.
Oh, that's banned too.
They'll bring candy flavors back for the diabetics. You have to have a prescription.
Well, see, I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Well, they'll just have the Nicotrol gum. It has candy flavors.
Well, I mean, it's a valid point though, really, because there's a couple of guys on ELR that mentioned this. They are diabetic, and that's how they get their sweet fix.
Yeah.
You know, because you know they can't eat candy or lollies or whatever, so they vape it. You know, so it is a valid reason. You know, realistically, aside from just liking flavors, there's a lot of reasons that a sweet mix is desirable.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, what do you do? Hopefully this week brings some good news, because it's just racking up, and I can't wait for this rally. I'm really pumped about it. I can't go, obviously, but I just want to see footage, and you know, I want to see thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah, I'm going to
really
depending on how the bandwidth is there, I may go live on Facebook or something. I can't go live on YouTube because I don't have the sub count, but can't do it on mobile.
You can use
I can use what you call it. What the hell's it called?
Call what you call it, and then they can do it.
Yeah, what the hell's the name
You
of
know
that
what I'm
site?
talking
Yeah,
about.
I mean I could do that too, but that taxes the hell out of your phone, and I'll have a hard time probably getting it, somewhere to charge it.
Well,
Yeah,
get one
little
of those
pack.
phone chargers. Those
yeah,
heavy
get one of those
duty
little
chargers.
battery pack things, mate.
Yeah, I could do that
Yeah.
too.
Get one of those.
Actually,
got the
you
money,
could use
do
your
it.
DNA mod, take your DNA mod, and use that as a battery pack.
Yeah, if the
for
DNA
it,
mod
go.
didn't take a shit.
Oh, really?
So on Monday, when it's 7 p.m. here, it's 11 a.m. for you the next day.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, 16 hours.
But so your DNA took a dump, Frank.
Yeah, again, after they had it for a couple of weeks, Speedy Built had it. It worked great for about a month, and I had it sitting on the shelf, no atomizer on it, just sitting there for like a week or so. And I went to use it, and it was completely out of juice, completely dead. Well, it would light up. You hold the fire button, and everything would display. It would say no charge, 0, and you go to plug it in, and it just look at you like, what, you want me to do something?
No, not doing it. Oh, that sucks. Send it back again, mate. They'll cover it.
Yeah.
They're good like that, but
David, do you know? Wait. Oh God. He used to be my boy. What? Not David, but what's his name
I don't know.
from
Nick.
Australia?
Oh, Benno.
Benno.
Yeah.
Do you know Benno?
Yeah, I've spoken to him on ELR.
Your accent reminds me of Benno's.
Yeah, I've got a bit of Aussie accent going on.
Oh, is that what it is? You have the
Yep.
same
Yeah.
bloodline going there?
It depends on whereabouts in Australia. It's probably like in the States, the accent's a little bit.
Yeah, right.
stronger.
Yeah.
Queensland and New South Wales are a little bit broader than Victoria and Tasmania, like a bit more ochre.
Yeah, we shorten every word. You don't have use a full word.
So it's kind of like being a southerner down here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, it's
How
lazy
y'all?
talk. Lazy talk.
yeah. Y'all sound? No, how about you? Yeah, kind of like that.
Now, Dave Flowers, they don't have a mobile site yet for StreamYard. I already looked into it.
Oh, Graham can hook you up, mate. He's got all the.
I'm trying to
the-
think. I have it in my phone. I can't think of the name of the freaking the program that it works. That I can do it, but it'll just text the hell out of the phone.
Uncontrolled burials. Yes, it is, mate. Our Christmas day is usually about 40 degrees Celsius. So sitting down for Christmas lunch, having a big turkey and whatnot, can be quite arduous. I'll tell you right now.
Harvey, isn't it?
You don't know any different. Like you don't know.
Yeah, but I
That's
mean, we've
all
got
you've
beer.
known.
Uh-oh.
We've got beer, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Lost Adam again.
Live stream. Okay, I'll have to check that one out.
But yeah, I have seen a couple of white Christmases. Just not. Oh, actually, not in Australia, but I've seen one in Australia where I live. We had some massive fires in 2006, and on Christmas Day they were still raging out of control, and we had fucking snow in the middle of
Holy
summer.
shit! Because the smoke blocked out the sun and cooled the
Uh,
temperature.
So being
I've
from
no idea.
Atlanta, Georgia, I've seen white Christmases on TV.
Yeah, I've never seen snow.
Oh, mate, Davo, you
Well,
have
we
to come
have
down here.
snow, but not at Christmas. No.
Now, last year we had a snowstorm about a week before Christmas, and it was the most snow they've ever had in North Carolina, in this part of North Carolina, in the month of December. And then we didn't see it barely get below freezing again the rest of the winter.
We didn't get any snow right where I live, south of Atlanta, at all last year. None.
And we had like one ice storm, and that was it.
It's okay.
We get snow here at least once a year where I live. It snows, but it doesn't stay on the ground very long.
Yeah,
I don't-
Zippy's
Yeah.
already seen plenty of snow. She's already like, yeah, fuck you guys.
Yeah,
I'll take a little snow, but ice, you can leave the ice wherever it is. I don't like
The ice goes in our glasses.
Ice, when there's ice, everything is closed. We're down for a week.
That's right.
Because
Yeah,
our-
that's right, Dave. You're down in the low country of South Carolina too. Yeah, yeah. They don't do. It doesn't snow down there.
Doesn't snow in a lot of places in Australia, but this is one. But
Well, you have elevation too, where you're at.
yeah, well, where I live is about 400 above sea level, 400 meters above sea level, where the mountains are 1800. So yeah,
Yeah, that's like Denver. That's like a mile high.
yeah. So I mean, it gets up on the mountains. It gets down to about minus 10 Celsius. You know,
Yeah,
where Dave is.
that's single digits Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Where
10
Dave
degrees
is,
in winter, it's cold at night time.
yeah, and your cold is about 15 degrees, mate. Whereas that's
So you'll be chucking jumpers on then.
God, that's like Florida.
Yeah.
well, similar weather to Florida, humid.
Or like South
Basically.
Florida, yeah, because even like the middle
I
of
think we were
Florida will
just
get
straight
down
at one
get
point
down
when we
to
were
about
doing
0 Celsius at least.
Well, no, it very rarely gets below about 5 degrees in Queensland. That's
Oh, twice, 2 days a year in winter.
Wow, that's
So-
crazy. Yeah,
so,
no,
yeah,
Zippy,
they
you
like
can
to
keep
sweat.
that minus 40.
yeah, absolutely. That's not a temperature at which humans can live. I think it's -57 where your eyeballs freeze.
Yeah, minus 40 Celsius. I think is about minus 68 Fahrenheit. No,
Yeah.
thank you. No. Yeah, Adam sees plenty of snow. He's
Snowed on Halloween.
yeah.
Fucking bullshit. I had one trick or treater all night. One little girl, tiny little 8-year-old Mexican girl.
No,
Aw.
she got a good supply of lollies in here. Have
I
a week.
just dumped candy into her bag.
How sweet.
I told her how brave she was. Her mom laughed.
Zippy, I told you, come here.
Yeah, you don't have cats. She doesn't like cats, so squirrels and cats don't get along.
What?
Yeah, Zippy has an issue with cats.
I don't get along with people who don't.
Well, I think it might be an allergy. I don't think it's.
I like cats. I don't have any cats.
That's
A
fine.
dog.
That's
And,
cool.
and a dead deer in the fridge.
Freezer.
That's fine.
Oh, did John get it processed and picked up?
It's at the processor.
Oh,
You
still at
gotta
the
pick it
processor,
up.
yeah.
Venison chili is
Oh,
delicious.
dude, yeah.
One of my favorites.
When I still lived in Jersey, my brother-in-law, that was always the only meat that was in the chili.
Yum.
You know, for Super Bowl
Yeah, I've
Super
cooked
Bowl
that at
Sunday.
his
That's when we
mom's.
had.
Innocent chili.
Oh, hell yeah.
And sausage, we do. I'll do
Oh, deer sausage, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, deer jerky
I
too.
can make
Deer jerky.
banging sausage casserole.
Now you guys are starting to sound like that dude on Forrest Gump, you know? Fried shrimp, boiled shrimp.
Right. Deer jerky,
Deer-
deer chili, deer burgers,
deer kebabs.
kebabs.
That's what
Kebabs. I prefer
Kebabs.
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 Oh, you want a kebab? You want to go out with me for a kebab?
Man, drunk kebabs are the best. Street vendor kebabs.
Mm.
This is actually pretty good. I mean, the chocolate's very forward. Not really getting the caramel right now, but I think where it settles in, it'll be good.
Does it taste like a Milky Way though?
Not yet. I think once it steeps. I mean, right now all I'm getting is the chocolate. I don't think I'm even getting much of the.
Oh, buffalo jerky. I heard is really good.
Frank, let me ask you a question. Did you put sweetener in it?
No.
Well, candy bars are sweet.
Yeah, but I have, the Perillum condensed milk is sweet too.
I
think
know.
it has some sweetener in it.
I can't have chocolate without sweetener. I cannot have a chocolate vape without sweetener in it. Like, it just tastes like cocoa powder to me. Or like diabetic chocolate.
Go grab some of that sweet candy from
I
Capella.
like
mate.
really sweet.
Yeah, I got that right here. I could throw a couple of drops in there.
I
Green
put a
tea's
couple of
icing on
drops
his
in
Adam,
the vape.
It just might make
Adam,
it cheesy.
But rather than super sweet,
Oh, yeah, no.
grab that sweet candy from Capella, mate, because that shit is really, really good in candy mixes. It's similar to, but better than Real Flavors Candy Base. The Real Flavors Candy Base it's good, but I much prefer the Capella one, which is pretty tasty.
Oh, how did I forget this?
I don't know, Tam. What did you forget?
Well, I forget all kinds of things. Hold on.
I forgot how I had it. It's
Well, we're talking
in a little
candy
DIY
really
vapor
quick.
supply rebottle.
Oh, and I just got to shout out. My niece will never watch this, but my niece this week broke the world record for women's backstroke, 100 meters.
World
First woman
record.
ever.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That's
first woman
amazing.
ever to swim under 55 seconds for 100 meter backstroke. 100 meter backstroke.
Awesome. Congrats to her. What are you thinking about three drops of this, you think?
Yeah, not too much. You don't need much. What's 3 drops? What do you got there? 20 mil?
30 mil.
30 mil. Oh, 3 drops is plenty.
Okay. Put a little bit
I gotta
more
find
into
this.
it.
Hold on. I want to show something really quick. Because this is where the mess is at. Oh,
1,200-pound moose. Yeah, my uncle went moose hunting last Friday.
I still got to
How he
review
made
it.
out. But in Newfoundland, you have to go moose hunting because they kill all the crops.
Mm.
Let me go up here.
Actually, a conservation thing.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're not native there. They were brought there back in like the
Okay.
60s, and they are, they just, obviously, repopulated there.
Pod.
Okay.
Got a pod recipe. Ooh.
Oh
Yeah, well,
yeah,
this
that's
is a
Graham.
candy pod
Oh, yeah,
recipe
grams, yeah.
by none
I've been
other
wanting
than
to make
Graham,
that.
and I have been vaping on this, and I know it's like, well, I made a bigger bottle, but this is really good, and I don't go through pod juice as quick as I do regular, but this is really delicious. It's mostly Wonder flavors with a little bit of cat citrus. Absolutely delicious. So if you're looking for a really good pod recipe for that's candy, even if you don't want a candy but just a sweet drink, because you can tell it's like a pina colada type drink, vape
Mm-hmm.
mixed up. It's delicious. And looking at the ingredients, I'm like, no, I wouldn't like that because it's pineapple. That's just not my normal thing. But it's absolutely just yummy.
What do you reckon on a conversion for a bigger?
Good
tank?
question. And I think, but it's not linked here. So I think he has a regular one.
Yeah, I think Graham does have a
not
regular
that.
one with that, yeah.
Yeah, because that's just
So
yeah.
let's see.
There's a regular dripper version of it.
Magna Carta is his regular one.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
It looks like it's just half, basically, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Simple
So
enough.
I'll share both those links. So I should mix
Simple
that one
enough.
up too and try it and see. But I gotta put a review for the other one. I haven't done it yet, so I need to do that.
We were hanging out one night and Chad, I think it was after Frank's show, and Graham was talking about how I would like that recipe, and I was like, that does sound good. And then I looked at the recipe, I was like, wow, I have none of those ingredients.
Ah.
I think I do.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
I
lava
put they're all on
flow.
the
Yeah.
list now. Those are
Come
all
on, Adam,
the list.
that never
So
happened.
here's the
Right.
regular one.
Never.
People when they're building their stash when they're new, they get their first batch of flavors and they go, oh, I went and looked at X recipe and I didn't have a flavor. It's because
Here's
I'm
the
new.
pod.
It's not because you're new. It happens all the time, no matter
Oh
how many
yeah,
flavors
all the
you have.
time. You can have 1,800 flavors and you still will be missing something.
Yeah, what's it called? Mullen's Law?
Promise.
Murphy.
Well,
that'd be
no.
cool.
This one's different. When you're missing one flavor, it doesn't matter how many you have. I think it's called Mullen's Law.
Mullins.
Yeah, I think it's something that Wayne came up with. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, I haven't heard it, but now I'm going to use it.
Overdripped the hell out of this. Yeah, I took apart the DS and cleaned it all up, and it's firing perfect now. I still want to get the silver contacts for it, though, if I decide I'm going to use it more.
I wasn't a massive fan of that particular
Yeah,
mod.
Mullins
It-
is
I mean,
I mean, it's
It was
okay. I mean,
okay.
it's... Mary Beth sent it to me, so I'm going to give it an honest chance,
No problem.
I have a
Yeah,
couple of
the-
squawks that she brought, she sent to me that are good.
I'm just. I know someone else in on the panel here is hanging out for one of these.
Oh yeah, that'll be coming soon, won't it?
But I found out the spec on the Squonk backpack.
Yeah.
25 mil.
Oh, you better be dedicated to what you put in there.
What is
Gotta be
that
no
one?
ADV.
Which one is that?
That's the Steam Crave Hadron,
Yeah.
the new one from Steam Crave.
Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm gonna hold off until the Squonk pack comes out. Then I'll go ahead and I'll order one. Hopefully,
Well, that's
I can still get it by then. Well, I can always get
Yeah.
black market.
Yeah, but that's a 35 mil tank sitting on top there with no
Jeez
overhang
Louise.
whatsoever. So you can get an idea of how big the bugger is. And with
How
the
much,
Squonk
how much
backpack,
liquid does that hold?
Well, for
it's about 20 mil.
It's a water cooler.
Yeah, right.
I'm the laziest bastard at filling tanks, mate. I mean, I've got sitting on my desk here probably, I don't know, maybe 6 mods with no juice in them, only because I haven't been fucked to fill them up. just laziness. But are you talking that one or the topper, Graham, because the top is a Voltro V3 35mm, and the mod is the Steam Crave Hadron 220. But it's a really nice mod. You know how with the Yeehee chips, sometimes, well, particularly on the like the Yeehee G class and shit, like absolute nightmare to navigate around. They've actually made this one a lot more like the DNA in that you scroll through the items on the screen. I'll just hold it up, and you use the menu button to highlight that item to change. So it works a lot like the DNA in its the way that it works. The menu system is really cut down on it. It's just 3 clicks to go into the menu system, and in that you can change the color, the theme, and I think the TCR, and that's it. You know, there's not this great big long huge list of menu items like there is on the G class, but I really like what they've done with the software. So it's a good mod so far, and yeah, I really like it. So battery life's pretty good too. And unlike some, the puff counter resets when you change the batteries, which is really what a puff counter should do, if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, for people who use a puff counter, well, it does that with the was that one I have, the speedometer mod, the RevTech.
GTRS?
Yeah, GTS, yeah. Yeah, I think that one, the puff counter, does the same. I think everything resets when you change the batteries. Now, it's one
Dollar mod?
Yeah, that the GTS one, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it has the speedometer on it.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
I never got one of those.
You had to roll it.
You're not missing anything. I mean, it's nothing special. I mean, the 510 sits kind of weird on it, so, and anything over 24, 25 millimeters has ridiculous looking overhang.
Apparently, smoke does it too, because I just took my batteries out and put them back in, and now I have 0 puffs.
Oh, there you go. So they changed that on the old Aliens. You used to change your battery, and the puff counter would stay the same.
Yep. And this has an option to clear it too, so I don't understand why you have the option to clear it when you can just take your batteries out and clear it. It does it anyway.
Yeah, them Aliens, I put like 30,000, 40,000 puffs on one easily.
I had a mate of mine who rang me up and said, "Oh, it tastes really funny," and I said, "Oh, you're probably up for a coil change. How many puffs you had?" It was just it was an Alien, and he says, "Oh, 8,000."
Oh shit!
On one coil.
Wow, that coil needs to go into the Hall of Fame.
It wasn't good. It wasn't
I'm sure.
I would see, yeah. Especially if he was.
Everybody has that first moment, though. I remember when I first started vaping, and I had like those Kanger EVODs, and I had one just going and going and going, and that coil was in there forever. And those were like, 2.5, 2.8 ohm coils that you would rock at like, 4.8 volts. And I had one that was going, I just remember hitting my menthol, because I picked 24 milligram menthol, 80/20 PG.
Oh yeah, because that gave you more flavor.
Oh yeah, and just more death throat hit.
Oh yeah.
But I just remember one day hitting it, and I was like, wow, this doesn't taste like menthol anymore. This tastes like burnt hot dogs. What's up with that? That's when you know. It's like, there's something going on here.
Oh, there's Swaggy Shane.
Swaggy Shane.
I think he's still got his 3 for, is it $30 and 30% off still going? And the
30, and you can get the gizzard puddings.
Tomorrow was the last day. Maybe the last day.
I don't know. Is it stackable with the mixing in the kitchen?
I don't think
maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
You had After Dark 17 for 17% off. Or is it just After Dark? Yeah, it's After Dark for 17% off. Yeah, not 17.
But all good.
Nope, not stackable. He's not a dummy. He needs to try to make a little bit of money.
I remember Chefs had an accidental stackable where, and it only lasted for like 2 days. It worked out that you got like 45% off.
Oh my god.
It was crazy. And then they noticed.
Yeah, exactly. He's got kids, wife, child support, all that good stuff. So yeah.
But no, well, no matter. It's all right. We still love you, Shane.
I'm gonna go ahead and make this public and put
Quills are
sweeten to
angry.
taste.
Oh yeah, good.
I'm vaping a sort of a candy recipe today, in honor of the show, but it's not really worth like sharing my screen. For one, my Chromebook doesn't like to do two things at once because it's kind of old. But it's so simple. It's just Lemon Express or Flavor Express lemon, 3%, vanilla swirl, TPA 2.5%, and super sweet 0.25%. And it tastes like lemon saltwater taffy, and it's delicious. It's real simple, easy to make. If you're going out to have some drinks and you don't want to, make a verified 12 ingredient that you're not going to be able to taste anyway because you're drinking and there's, people smoking around you and whatnot.
Yeah.
This goes really nice with lagers. It's delicious. Mix it up.
Put the link in.
Okay.
Yeah, go on, Adam. Share it away, mate.
For sure.
Now, the Flavor Express lemon and Flavor Express mango are both really, really good flavors.
Mm-hmm.
And something I found the other day, and I mentioned it, I think I might have mentioned it on the Mixing with Flavors show. I am next to 99.9% positive that the FE lemon is exactly the same as the Health Cabin or Vape Elf lemon, which if you get, now I checked the site the other day and I think it was $12 for 100 mil, $12 Australian for 100 mil on Health Cabin, which is considerably cheaper than the FE version. So if anyone's looking to spend up and get FE lemon, but get the same thing for about a tenth of the cost, then well, yeah, knock yourself out. Have a look at Health Cabin and grab some of their Vape Elf because I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same.
Okay.
Are you agreeing with me, Graham? Because I did a side by side and couldn't tell them apart. So if someone else agrees with me, I'm happy to say that is correct.
Because I love that lemon express to help boost up blueberries and strawberries and.
Yeah, so it's a fantastic flavor. It's one of those. It's a lemon that doesn't fade like other lemons.
And it's a sweet lemon too, so it goes really well with sweeter flavors.
Yeah. So particularly guys in Australia, because no one in Australia stocks the FE lemon. Health Cabin will ship to Australia pretty cheaply. I'm nearly 100% sure that it's exactly the same as the super concentrates lemon, which I think Bull City Flavors has as well.
Yes.
So someone needs to tell. I haven't tested the Bull City one, but someone, if you've got both, do a side by side and let us know, because the FE lemon, while really good, it is not super cheap. So there is that. Not that I don't want anyone to support Flavor Express or anything like that, but sometimes it's easier to when you're elsewhere in the world to get another flavor that is the same, that is easier to get to you or whatever.
Yeah.
Have a hunt around and test the super concentrate. Yeah, I think you're right too, Graham. It's the same company and they're out of either China or Russia. There's two types. There's the Gourmet SC, which they seem to list, and I'm pretty sure that's the Baker's Flavors one. And then the SC, which I'm pretty sure is one out of China, and I can't remember the exact company name. It starts with X.
Yeah, Timmers does have a Health Cabin coupon code. I think it's just Timmers or Timmers 10 or something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines, yeah.
Because I remember he was doing a lot with Health Cabin a while back. He was getting a lot of
Look,
hardware from them.
I've never had any issues with Health Cabin. I've ordered heaps of stuff through them, and they've got really good customer service. So I would suggest sort of drop by and have a look at what they've got, and if you can, if you're going to buy out of China, they are certainly one of the easiest ones to deal with. And you only really find out how good a vendor is when something breaks.
Yeah.
And I've had two mods DOA from Health Cabin. Obviously not their fault, still sealed in the packet and everything like that. And each time, all I've done is give them a video, and they have had no hesitation whatsoever replacing it. And in fact, one of the funniest things that I've ever had happen to me with vape mail is I ordered 3 Lost Vape Paranormals, and I ordered them through Health Cabin, and they gave me a tracking number and it was at the post office, Beauty, and I go to the post office and I've got this envelope which is this big. I've opened it up and there's a pair of wire cutters in it, and I'm like, oh, that's not so good. So I actually rang them and spoke to them. And that was a tough conversation, but turns out what had happened is they'd sent a guy who'd ordered a pair of wire cutters, 3 paranormal mods.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
He was in Japan, got 3 paranormal mods, and I got a set of wire cutters. So I'm tipping he was pretty happy about that one. But yeah, again, they had no hesitation in saying, "Oh, yeah, we stuffed up," and they even sent it FedEx Express to me to get here. So I was pretty happy with them.
That's good customer service right there.
Absolutely. And all too often, you see it with some of the bigger Chinese vendors, and I'm not going to name names, but you have to jump through hoops to even send it back to us. That's a classic from that particular Vupu thing. Yes, we'll cover it. Just send it back to us. Yeah, all right. It's going to cost $50 to send it to you, and you're going to then send me a new mod, so I might as well just buy another one. in which case, obviously, I didn't buy another one.
Yeah.
But some of them cut their own throat with the hoops you got to jump through. Others make it easy for you, and if it's easy, you shop there. Simple.
Let's see. Graham says Effie Sweet Grape may be the worst flavor of all time, and VSO grape is probably the best grape of all time. Yeah, you're definitely not wrong with the VSO grape. That is a very excellent grape.
I actually have to test that. I've got it. I need to test it. I've been lazy, but for me, a lot of the grapes come out like Hubba Bubba.
No, this one's very, very authentic, and it's not like a wine grape. It's more of almost like a seedless grape is what I get from it.
Like green grape?
Yes.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's what I get from it. I mean, it may not be what other people get from it, but that's what I get.
Yeah. Cool. I do need to test though. I've been super lazy of late. I've got a few things in that I have to have a play with, and just find the time. Sometimes it's tough, but we all do that. Fit shit in around life.
I should have dripped on that last one. That got dry. I looked at him. Like, oh, no, it's still good. I can.
That should be right.
Yeah.
I did that last night I was testing a new mix, and it was at the stage where I tested on the sub-ohm. So I pulled out the Crown 4 and juiced it up and vaped it a fair bit. I didn't fill it totally, and it was dark, and I picked it up and got the
most
massive dry hit from Aloes. No good at all. But
yeah, I've done that. I've done that with the bulk tank because it's so dark. Because of the black chimney.
Yeah.
And it was dark out, and I'm vaping, and all of a sudden I get that. It's like, oh, yeah, no. Yeah, not good.
Yeah. Oh, it's all part of the joy, isn't it? Getting that dry hit from hell. And mesh dry hits are just so much better than...
Oh, God.
Mesh dry hits are the best. You kidding? Just get a dragon right in your mouth, like a French kissing a dragon.
There's a tank out that I think it is Vandy Vape Maze. Have you ever seen that one?
Yes, it has. Is that a tank or is that an RDA? One has like that.
That
stovetop type coil thing that you just put on there.
Yeah. And the only problem with it is that when you get a dry hit from that, it is like kissing Lucifer's asshole. It really is.
Ah.
and you can't see how much juice is in there because it's solid, and the coil covers the whole top, and
Yeah.
it's got fantastic flavors, but fantastic flavor. But oh man, I got scared of it and put it up on the shelf because I dry hit it just too many times to go back.
Yeah, I
I
saw
had a fun
Vandy
one,
Vape just did a V2 of their mesh RDA.
Ugh.
Is that the one with the dual mesh? Is
No,
it?
no, it's still a single. Well, it has that
I-
one. It has that one. Well, the mesh strips that comes with it is like a dual mesh, but all on one strip.
Oh, okay, yep.
And Mike Vapes, I watched his review on it, and he was just like, you know what? All these mesh strips, they all taste the same to him. He doesn't get any different whether it's stainless, Canthol, whatever kind it's supposed to be. It's like they all taste the same. And the only thing they did with the Vandy Vape one is they used Mr. Just Right's spring-loaded ceramic block.
Push up block,
Mhm.
which is an awesome idea because the only time you really get, unless you're out of liquid, but if you can get a dry hit from a mesh coil, whether it's wet or not, just when the cotton separates from that mesh, you just get that punch in the head, and yeah, it's nasty. It's
All right.
nasty.
I had one of those nights ago. I put Lumi braids in the drop because they fit perfectly in there, the single coil, but it's a 5 millimeter
Wow.
braid. And the cotton was a little shitty in there, and it needed to be rewicked, and it was starting to separate, and I thought it was nice and juiced, and yeah, it was just flame.
Oh.
It's like, shit! And she's like, oh my god, are you all right? Me, you were like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah, you're right, Graham. The V2 is just a profile.
Dying for like 3 minutes straight. It's been a while since I had a dry hit, so I was due.
Hey, Vape and
But
Trucker,
that's
what's
pretty-
up, Mike? Yeah,
see,
see,
I
I
don't
was
mind.
right. Yeah, Shane says a white grape from Italy, from the Campania area, which is where his great grandparents were born.
Ah, nice, mate, nice. But yeah, look, I mean, grapes, and I'm not putting VSO in this because I haven't tested it yet. But grapes are tough like cherries.
Yes.
You know, to get something different from a grape is absolute gold. And from what you're saying, VSO's hit it.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be all over that shit because for the most part, most cherries are medicinal. Most grapes are hubba bubba.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way of the world. And, you know, there's exceptions to the rule, obviously. But, you know, I'm going to be mixing with that this week, I'm telling you now.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you're looking for a hubba bubba.
Hmm.
You know, take it and put a little bit of a Flavor bubble gum or Loran's bubble gum, and there you go. Now you got Hubba Bubba. Straight
Well,
up.
something really weird, actually, and something I want to try with two other flavors other than real flavors, because when Walt discontinued that big bunch of flavors before they went out the back door, his brandy was bourbon and grape. So he made up the brandy with the real flavors grape and real flavors bourbon. I want to actually see if that works with other people's grapes and other people's bourbon, just to see whether it's just the real flavors one that it works.
It's Inawera
kind
make
of,
bourbon?
So yeah, Flavora does make bourbon.
No,
Yeah.
Inawera.
Oh, Inawera? I haven't
Good
tried it.
grape
I don't know what they do.
So I feel like that would be a mental experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had the bourbon if they have one, so.
Well, see, I really like the real flavors bourbon because it's woody, and you get that woodiness from it,
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
which carries through into the aged bourbon cream. It's got a slight woody note to it. So yeah, look, I'm upset as well, Fidalgo. I'm probably a little bit more upset because the order that I got from Nick River, which is now sitting on the floor because, well, I'm never going to use it. That's shit. That's shit.
Jeez.
I've got Some Yumberry coming, which I think Fidalgo also got from Nick River, which is shit as well.
Yeah, mine's
You
from
know,
Bolt City that I got before he announced the shutdown, so I'm hoping that mine's okay.
yeah, yeah. It's look, you hold, and the difference being is that one I got from DIY juice, because I started stressing hard that a few of their flavors were going out, so I got some big bottles. But that's kiwi strawberry. Look at the color on that.
That's funky looking.
No, that's right. That's the right color for that one.
Okay.
And you compare it to the strawberry, which the real flavor strawberry always had a little bit of a pinkish tone to it, like a bit of a pink color to it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, look, I mean, when it comes down to it, credit to Nick River, they made it right. So I can't complain, but I'm not going to use those concentrates. They're going to go downstairs and be used in milkshakes and shit, mixed with ice cream.
There we go.
But, you know,
Still gonna use though, but I mean, still, the principle of the thing. Like,
yeah. Well, we should be almost ready, I think, because Kelly was saying that they were hoping to be up and manufacturing inside 2 weeks, so that should be coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
As soon as strawberry comes back, as soon as aged bourbon cream or strawberry comes back in stock at DIY juice in Canada, it's DIYejuice.com.
Yep.
As soon as they come back in stock, that means they're producing.
Yeah.
Right, so you know that'll be the day where I just go click, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's smell, color, taste. It's all not quite right. Like, I mean, I think it was Session Drummer on ELR. I saw his Yumberry next to the Yumberry he got from Nick River, and it's a completely different color. The Yumberry is a dark color as a concentrate, and the one he got was clear. And you sit there going, well, that's not right. But exactly. Yumberry's always been a reddish color. Yeah.
Let's see. My real flavor is Yumberry. What's it look like?
It's quite a deep color. You know how it tastes purple? It kind of looks purple too.
Oh. Let's see.
Digging it out, Frank.
Yeah, I'm digging it out. Yeah. All my random ones that I don't have large quantities of, usually in this one section here, or overflow of some other ones. Like my overflow Flavor West and all my Lorans and some overflow vape train.
Dad, did you see what Fidalgo said?
Big smile.
I don't believe you till you have a camera showing
come
me.
to the Zoom room or it never happened, bud.
Oh, Jesus.
What's so bad? I'm getting really hungry. There's a pizza waiting for me with feta cheese on it.
With feta? Oh, God. I'm sorry. You
And
ruined
roasted
a
red
perfectly
peppers.
good pizza.
Oh, well, see, I'm a pineapple lover on pizza.
Oh, no.
You're all fired.
I know. Well, I'm looking on Google. I'm doing like I won't even. Anyway. Yeah, I was zoned out. I was in a different zone. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm going to have to just keep looking for where I put them two flavors. All that Yumberry and stuff and razzleberry that I just got in. Because I do not know where the hell it ended up.
Solidarity, Natalie. Pizza on pineapple is good. And Graham, yes. And bacon, yes. See?
Bacon, yeah.
John had he had bacon and pepperoni.
There you go.
Not me, no. I'll take the pepperoni, but not the bacon.
You said
I
the
would
real
rather-
flavor strawberry is supposed to have a tint to it, right?
Yeah, slight tint. Yeah.
This one's fucking clear. So if the real flavor strawberry is right there, then the other real flavor should be right around here.
But the Yumberry has definitely got a much darker tint to it than the strawberry. But see, we have great pizzas down here. Bacon and egg pizza, awesome.
Oh, breakfast pizza? Yeah, I can go for breakfast.
Yeah, no. They call it an Aussie. They just chuck ham, bacon, and an egg on it.
Powdered egg.
You can do that.
Oh, powdered egg. Dave, get out. Powdered egg. You're used to hospital food, mate.
There's 2 different chefs normally.
Oh, what the hell? Because I know I ordered a sucker, and I remember putting it away, but I can't remember where I put it because, my memory's shot because I'm getting old. Hell, I was looking for a mod earlier, and I'm like, did I leave it upstairs? And it was right in front of me, literally.
That's right. That's why I got these glasses, because they've got a nice strap at the back, so I never bloody lose them. Because I used to put my glasses up on my head and walk around the house for half an hour looking for the blood.
Yeah, I saw something on Facebook I don't know, maybe it was Instagram, and it had this sticky thing you could those things you can put on the wall to hang.
Oh yeah. I saw that. The guy had one on his pocket.
The self-adhesive thing, you can put it on your forehead and you just put your glasses on it.
Nice.
You never lose your glasses.
Yeah, no, I did see that one. I think you might have posted that one publicly, Dan, because that was a classic. But losing my glasses, bane of my existence. And I could see okay until I got glasses. Now my sight is absolutely shit.
I think the glasses made it worse.
I just made my eyes lazy. They don't want to work anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just have to.
No,
I'll have to keep
I
looking for it
turned a
later.
certain age and my sight went to shit.
Yeah, you've seen enough stuff in your life now. You don't need to see anything more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My eyes said, "That's enough. That's enough, bitch. You're done."
Red Bee says he has the strawberry jam with toast from Real Flavors, and it's black and tastes like maple.
Yeah, that's their French toast. The French toast. It is black, but it's actually not too bad. And I think it was Fresh said that the strawberry jam on toast is pretty much Jam Monster jam on toast.
Yeah.
They just add a bit of sweetener to it.
Now
and
Natalie's saying she has it and it's clear.
Yeah. The one thing that always, they always used to say, I mean, they probably still say, but there's always some difference between batches with every manufacturer. But with Real Flavors, the batches and the way they looked was somewhat inconsistent.
Right, they were consistently inconsistent.
Yeah. So, it's it's not nice.
Now, Uncontrolled Variable says his is dark.
Yeah.
On all the Lorans I have, which isn't much, but
Me neither. Cream cheese icing, lemonade, and watermelon. The only Moran flavors I have.
I have
That's
bubblegum,
the
cream
Lorenz
cheese
watermelon,
icing,
huh?
raspberry.
It's slightly chemically watermelon Jolly Rancher.
So in other words, don't buy it.
No, not unless you just started mixing, and that's when I bought it. Because I was like, I gotta have a watermelon Jolly Rancher. I'm gonna dump 10% of this in. And then I was like, well, that doesn't work. Let's try 3% of it. No, it's still a little weird. It's like you can use it. But yeah, there's way better flavors for that than that one for sure.
I found my flavor
I've
West
seen
Young
some variation in the FLVs, not as much as RF, but yeah, there is some variation in colours as well. But yeah, there you go, Swaggy watermelon. I know a guy.
Yes. Yeah, I still have. I still need to do some testing on them actually.
For Fidalgo, the strawberry, the strawberry was bad. The blue raz, you've got Yumberry on your list. they're the only ones I've got. I've still got 2 that are flying in, and something really weird actually happened to my last Nicotine River shipment, and I've never had it happen before, but it hit customs in the US on the way out, and it sat in US customs on the way out of the country to Australia. It sat there for 10 days.
Wow.
And I'm like,
Here.
what are they checking on the way out of the country? Like, why does it go to customs on the way out? Like, I haven't got it yet. It's due, I don't know, sometime the next 10 days, I guess. But it sat in customs in LA for 10 days on the way out of the country.
Oh, found my real flavors, Yumberry, and
Yeah, that's the right color for it.
yeah, and it's just because it's the same color as the Flavor West Yumberry.
Yeah, but they're not the same
No,
at all.
I forgot I put it in that other section of my random stuff, like my
My
only Sasami flavor, my strawberry milkshake from Sasami. It looks very pinkish.
Oh yeah, that is pinkish.
Yeah.
But yeah, customs is generally everywhere slowest. But I could not work out and still can't work out why on the way out of the US it hit US customs. Like usually they'll just send whatever and let the customs on the other end
Deal with it. Yeah.
hold up. Yeah. But yeah, on this occasion it went through, got held up for 10 days and yeah, quite bizarre. But
Definitely.
All right, Ken. Well, I'm gonna let Tam go eat her supper, and
yeah.
we've been going 2 hours and change.
Wow, that's a southern word.
Well, you're Southern, so I figured I would
Yeah, but
go eat dinner. Go eat dinner.
I eat my dinner.
Your dinner.
Grub. Get some grub.
Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker, grub.
Let's see. Oh.
Graham, if you don't use the F word, your messages won't get blocked, you nerd.
Well,
I'm like on Amazon. I'm looking at it. You're gonna make me die if you see what I'm.
Yeah, I
I'm
remember
so
that one,
bummed
Graham.
out. I have to just say this. Okay, so I do my own T-shirts, and I wanted more vinyl that was the silver. This is white glitter on this one. I wanted the silver glitter. I ordered some, and it came today, and they sent me freaking just silver. It's not the glitter; it's just silver. I'm pissed. I want the glitter.
Tam's going on a glitter rampage.
So I have to go off. So I went off. I'm good.
Oh, I had one too. I had a really strange thing happen this week. I ordered some those inserts that you put in your bottle so that you can use a syringe with them. Has anyone seen them? They're a self-sealing like plug for your bottle that you can use with Nick. I ordered 40 of them from a company over in the States, and they went through, did the credit card, the whole kit and caboodle, and then they sent me a message saying we've refunded your credit card and we cannot complete your order. And they attached this letter that was, I'm gonna spill them too. I'm gonna give you the company name. I'll do a share on it because, mate, I'm just like, are you for real? This is what they sent me. This letter is to inform you that we can't fill your order. We're unable to sell our products to individuals or facilities that engage in dispensing marijuana. I'm like, what the fuck? There was absolutely nothing in my order that suggested marijuana. It's illegal down here in Australia. And they refused to fill my order and gave me back my money because of some bullshit. I'm just like, that's random.
Yeah.
So needless to say, I bought elsewhere. But healthcare logistics, cop that.
Yeah, Circleville, Ohio. It's just south of Columbus.
Yeah, But I mean, you know, there was nothing in the order at all that suggested anything aside from maybe the fact that I ordered 40 of them, and I only ordered 40 of them because I only had packs of 20. So, you know, but yeah, so that was a bit random, bit amusing.
There we go. We
but
all
anyway.
got to vent.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's my vent. That's my this week's vent. But we should probably wind up because Tam's going to go on a hunger craze soon.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
don't
I'm
want to.
gonna get pissed in a minute because I don't have
Go
my
you-
pizza.
Well, you don't want to mix that with glitter rage and hunger rage together.
No. She's going to turn into a glitter bomb and just explode.
Catastrophic. It's a
This
rapid
glitter
disassembly.
goes with rhinestones, and I need the fucking glitter. I don't need just plain silver. Come on.
Yeah. Who would order just plain silver? That's just crazy talk.
Really? I mean, do they not know? It's all go. I have it with feta cheese and roasted red peppers on it. Just sitting there waiting.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. Dave, it's a pleasure to meet you. Tell everybody where they can find your recipes.
I'm on ELR March 8 would be where you find me.
All right.
Actually, you're still Marsh 828, I think, on the recipe side, mate.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because we dropped that to make it March 8 something funny.
Yeah. but yeah. But yeah, you can find me on. I don't have any recipes public on ELR anymore. I'm supporting our vaping community. So vapingcommunity.co.uk, you'll find me. I'll be on the show with Tam on Australia Tuesday morning, US Monday nights. I pop up here on Frank's channel, and yeah, you can find me on Discord and a few Facebook groups. But if you've got any questions, Timmers walks in the room late.
Yeah.
Hey, Tam, hey, mate. We were talking about you earlier too, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find me.
I love that. I love the reviews on some of the DIY or die one shots that you did. That was awesome.
I need to see this guy's channel. I don't know. I haven't watched it.
What? Oh shit. Let me see if I can pull him up real quick and put it in the chat. Put up his channel link.
Yeah, Timmers has been. You'll have to come on the show though, Timmers. Where I
Yes.
want you to vape. I want you to vape that the one-on-one cheese, and I want you to do it live.
Oh.
Here we go. Found it. Oh, did Swag
There
just
you
beat
go.
me to
There's
it? God damn it. I did all that work and Swag just beat me to it. You dick.
Oh fuck! Now I'm on. Now I lost my chat.
Uh-oh.
Let me copy and paste it.
Timber says no on the cheese.
Come on, man. Come on. You're the one that's got it. You were telling me how awesome it was.
Well, at least he had the right concept though with the pear and the cheese. I mean, it goes together in in food. I mean, vaping it's kind of sketchy as fuck, but
yeah, nah, it's like I don't know, FA corn at 5%.
I saw fresh juice at like 2 or 3, and I'm just like, what? And it wasn't a dilution either.
Oh,
That's Shindo's. That's Shindo's influence there. Adam, you got any gigs coming up?
I don't actually think we're playing for another 3 weeks, but you can go to eddieandthearsons.com to find out. And if you're in the Strongland area, please do come and see us, because I don't really run into many, if any at all, online vape people in real life, and it'd be awesome to hang out, have a beer, have a vape.
Hell yeah!
When's the world tour, bro? When's the world? When are you doing Australia? Come on.
I would love nothing more than to play music all over the world. That'd be so nice. But I don't know. I'm not. I'm still looking forward to it. Like, I'm not that old yet, so it's like it could still happen. I'm still
still spry. I could do it. But
Hey,
yeah, just,
hey, Timbers, you sent me that, and it's still coming up as private, dude. He sent me the mix.
yeah, I dropped a link to my band's page, my Instagram, and my ELR page, so you can mix my recipes and leave me some comments. Because when people do, it makes me happy.
Hell yeah!
And then also join us on Wednesday nights, 9:30 Central on Golf Key Vape's YouTube channel. We do the vape vlog.
Oh,
We
here
do
we go.
advocacy. We talk shenanigans, and we have a lot of fun. And I do a little thing on there where I have a group, and you get to vote, and you get to pick 2 hit songs, 2 top 100 Billboard songs or charting songs, whatever. And if your song gets picked, I have to record the song. I have to learn it if I don't know it, and I have to do all the parts myself. And it's fun as hell. So
You should have another one coming up this Wednesday.
new song Wednesday.
Yeah, yeah. Last one was Africa, right, from Toto.
Yeah, Africa.
Bless them rains. All right, here
Do
we
you
go.
miss-
Here we go. Timbers sent me to. Oh, Timbers, I like your name on here. I'll have to start following you. Timbo Slice.
Nice.
Oh,
Anybody's ever watched MMA? You're one of the original
I'll go
MMA
after
fighters. He has a double apple from Flavor West at 3%. Apple pie from TFA at 6%. The one-on-one cheese at a full percent.
Gutsy.
And it says Pear Williams. I'm not sure what that one is. At a 0.5%. Rum raisin from Flavor at a 0.5%. RY4 double at 6%, and liquid bar vanilla ice cream at 2%. Yes, I saw it in Timmer's video today. He talked about how he has found the glory of Liquid Barnes vanilla ice cream. He's always used TFA. Amaretto Williams Pear Williams. Huh, I don't know that flavor. Sounds interesting though. Yeah, apple pie with cheese and apple pie cheese with tobacco. Hey, what?
Float your boat, go.
It's definitely different. Sounds cool.
I'm not sure I'm going to rush out and buy the one-on-one flavors cheese. So I might have to sub that with something nice.
Please,
come
Timmers
on.
lives in southern Michigan. There ain't nothing rich about him.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that already is expensive.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend buying it on purpose.
2 ounces, $40.
$40 for a 2-ounce bottle?
Yeah.
Oh, yikes. And what site? Where'd you find it at? One theirs or?
SumReady.com or something like that. I just looked up. I just copy pasted exactly what he
Yeah.
typed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I never heard of their flavorings, but man, they are not cheap.
Amaretti makes they're one of the biggest flavor companies in the world. They make heaps and heaps of stuff, but you really, really have to research that you get the right one, because some of their stuff they use an agave or agave base. I don't know whether it's vape safe.
Gotcha.
They don't seem to know whether it's vape safe. They've also got oil-based flavors on there as well. So,
Yeah, so you gotta be careful what you're looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some of them on there listed as water soluble, and some not.
Yeah.
So yeah, be careful.
Yeah, look, I don't think, as Shane said, I don't think you could use it in for bulk mixes because they're not cheap. Not cheap at all.
Wonder Flavor is Zapote. I don't have that one. I'm sure Tam, you probably have it, right?
No, I don't have that.
What?
Tam's hungry.
Oh wait, yes I do. Yes I do. I
Yes.
thought you said real flavors, Wonder Flavors. Yes I do. I do have that.
Okay. Yeah, Graham was asking about it. Anyone using it?
What am I using it for?
I don't know. He's asked.
You put it
I
on
know
your-
it's the flavor.
You can put it on your pizza that you're pining for. We better go.
Brown.
I'm
It's a
trying.
brown sugar pear. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say pear. I was going to pear, but
Oh, that's right. Isn't that like that? Oh, like a Bartlett type pear.
but
Like
I think
rough
it has
skins?
like
Oh, okay. If you go to
yeah,
a
I don't
bar
know.
and they have the big pump bottles for flavor for drinks, it's probably Amaretti. Oh, okay.
yeah, I was gonna
They
say it's got
supply
a drink in it.
Yeah, bar suppliers.
Makes sense.
Word up.
I was gonna say Mary Beth's sitting and drink.
Probably, yeah. All right, gang. Let's say we've gone almost 2.5. Tam's hungry. I need to get another beer. I have that creme brulee. I probably won't touch it till tomorrow morning. I'll have it for breakfast. See if it's any
Breakfast
good.
brulee.
Yeah, why not?
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, we will
Yeah,
see
good to see everybody.
next
Thanks.
Saturday when I get back from the rally. I might actually come live. Pop on live. And we'll talk about it. And I'll see if I get any footage on my phone that I can download quickly to the computer that I can share. If not, we'll just talk about it. We'll see because I'm flying back in at about 9:30 Eastern. So by the time I get home, probably be close to 11. So I might do a late, just like an hour thing or something, 11 to midnight or something. We'll see. Talk
Yeah,
about
that'd be
it.
wicked awesome.
Brulee lemon tart this Tuesday on Developed. Yes, and the following Tuesday, I'm going to be on Developed on a live show.
Oh shit.
So check
Trouble
that out.
there.
Yeah, so that'll be trouble. They're not going to mix because I won't be able to mix in the truck, but we're just going to be talking shit, probably talking about the rally. A little kind of another post game type show from the rally and stuff like that. And just break Graham's balls for an hour or so. And Max's.
When I came on, he didn't even show up. So
He was intimidated. You kidding?
must be. I don't know.
You knew you'd ordered a pizza. You'd want to pull out.
He must have known the topic I was gonna. Never mind.
Yeah, so Tuesday check out Developed. Tomorrow night check out the Vixens. Check out Flavor Pro after that. Check out Tam on Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. What are you guys doing? What letter of the alphabet are you on?
We were on F, which was
Fucked up.
We hit fudge. Billy said we'll combine fudge with chocolate.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what you're doing this week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, chocolate and fudge.
And then after that, you can watch Noted.
Yes.
Monday night, and Tuesday you have Developed. Then you have Fresh and Lumi. And I don't know.
Yeah, Fresh Lumi and Hesh will be there, so it'll be Fresh, Hesh, and Lumi. Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, all the Vape Girl Vixens flavors are now public, and you can mix them.
I did. One of them I'm gonna mix.
Yeah, I think there was one that I actually had all the flavors for. The other ones I'll have to do a little shopping.
I had the flavors for most of them.
Well, I figured.
And just quickly, I believe Smokey is releasing all their one shots too, very, very soon. So if you don't have a bunch of Flavora, Smokey will be popping out her one shots like she's popping out recipes all over ELR today. So drop by. I'm sure the URL will pop up somewhere when it's ready to rock. So save you going and buying all the FLV flavors. You can try some in a one shot, which is an awesome idea.
Absolutely. All right, gang. Let's say next week, probably do a little something after the rally. Until then, everyone be good to each other. And say, go ahead and, if you can, donate to the rally. If you can't attend. And we'll see you later. Have a good week, everybody. Bye.
Hey, guys. Bye.